Nominee Joe Biden is having a virtual stop in Fort Myers. The virtual meeting is set for Thursday. So far, no other details have been released. Today, your favorite bars are reopening their doors, but only at 50% capacity. You are not allowed to dance or go between tables. Today, Cape Coral leaders are set to approve a plan to manage and clean the 4 Mile Cove. Last month, Lee County bought the land right off Southeast 24th Street. It was slated to be a development, but will now stay as is. Cape Coral also has to restore the mangroves city workers ripped out. There are 38,595 confirmed cases of COVID-19. 96 new cases were reported yesterday, which is a dip from the last 2 days, but it's typical for new case numbers to be low over the weekend. In total, there have been 661,571 confirmed coronavirus cases in our state. Today, we could learn all the schools dealing with COVID-19 cases in our state. State health officials are expected to release the report online. The reports will be updated weekly. Right now, more than 120,000 people from ages 5 to 24 have or have had COVID-19 in Florida. Getting a better look at when algae blooms plague our water. Florida Atlantic University researchers are using a device that helps them figure out when the blooms top Lake Okeechobee. They plan to put it on the bottom of the lake for 24 hours. It will determine the amount of nutrients coming from the sediment, which then causes those algal blooms. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Good morning. Tracking major delays westbound along Daniels Parkway coming out of Gateway into Fort Myers because of a crash right near Chanacourt that's just off of Treeline Avenue. So a good 4 miles or so of backups. Take Colonial Boulevard to get around it westbound into Fort Myers. We're also watching a crash on southbound 75, mile marker 139 near the exit to Luckett Road. Off to the side of the road, just expect some slight slowdowns on the interstate as people are slowing down going past that crash. Also still have an accident along 41 South Tamiami Trail right near Alico Road. Still blocking a left lane and causing some delays at that crash scene near Miami Street. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After pockets of 6 to 11 inches of rain along our coastline over the weekend associated with Sally, today more scattered rain and storms are possible, and it wouldn't take much to see additional flooding. So please be on alert. Temps today mid to upper 80s. Keep the umbrella handy just in case. As we do go back to normal, our typical summertime weather, more sunshine mixes in. We do get hotter with 90s returning for the remainder of the work week all the way towards the weekend with pop-up scattered storms. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour. There's the left way, and then there's the right way. 92.5 Fox News. The conservative, smart, right voice of Southwest Florida.
This is an important message from Lee Elections. If you are a registered voter and have not already requested your vote-by-mail ballot, do it now. Stay safe, avoid large crowds, and vote from home. It is the most convenient way to vote, and we pay the return postage. To request your vote-by-mail ballot, visit lee.vote. That's lee.vote. Or call 239-533-8683.
Get the best sleep of your life. Helix makes personalized mattresses to fit your unique body type and sleep preferences. Go to helixsleep.com and get up to $200 off mattress orders.
We are celebrating halfway to St. Patty's Day on September 17th. Join me, Tony, and the Anthony's gang for the best corned beef and cabbage, green beer, and live entertainment all day.
Pre-order your corned beef and cabbage now for takeout or reserve to dine in. Enjoy live music on the patio September 17th. Expanded lunch and dinner menus now available. Favorites like the New York Strip and Meatloaf are back. Anthony's on the Boulevard, 1303 Del Prado Boulevard South. Call 772-5900 or join their VIP club at anthony'sontheblvd.net and receive a free breakfast buffet.
Let's talk buttons. Not the buttons on clothes, the ones that do things. The ones that beg the question, what's that button do? There's just something satisfying about pressing buttons. And now, if you have sleep apnea and can't use CPAP, there's a button you can press that's really satisfying. It lets you go from sleeping like this to this. It's called Inspire, and it's as simple as, you guessed it, clicking a button. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body with one click of a remote. That's right, a button. Inspire is a small device implanted in a same-day outpatient procedure. Simply click the button on the Inspire remote before you fall asleep. As you sleep, Inspire keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. If you're struggling with CPAP, great sleep awaits at InspireSleep.com. That's InspireSleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. That is the talk and text line, streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch. We love that you would subscribe to the channel. That helps to keep this going, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook. So thank you very much for that. Coming up this morning, a busy morning, a lot of things to talk about. The horrific shooting in L.A. of the L.A. County Sheriff, 2 deputies shot. According to what I'm hearing this morning, reports have it that both, miraculously, they're calling it a double miracle. These ambushed LA deputies have emerged from surgery. They're expected to survive. Unbelievable. What happened over the weekend and some of the reaction in front of the hospital has been horrific when it comes to what people have been saying about this shooting. And again, you know, you hate to bring this up because this should go without saying, but unfortunately, you can't. And what we have to recognize is who are the individuals, the party, the people that are spewing the worst kind of rhetoric, the worst kind of things that you could possibly say. That would, I'm not necessarily say, okay, let's put it this way. There is one political side that wants this to stop now. The things that are happening against our police officers. These are friends, family, members of the community, your next door neighbors. These are dads and moms. The one of the individuals that was shot was a 31-year-old and is a 31-year-old mother of a 6-year-old boy. The other is a 24-year-old male. You know, you have a 6-year-old boy that is on Twitter that is asking people and praying for his mom to come back home. And then you have individuals that are saying some of the most vile things outside of the hospital to the point where a reporter had to be arrested by police because that reporter was interfering with police as they tried to control Black Lives Matter protests outside the hospital, outside of the hospital where they were yelling things like, "We hope these officers die." I mean, the most vile things you could possibly imagine happening. And I was watching the video over the weekend of the reporter that was being taken down onto the pavement, like not being cooperative with police. Why? What are you doing? You have these activists shouting outside the hospital that they hope the deputies died, attempting to storm the emergency room where the deputies were taken. You have a reporter who's there, had to be taken to the ground and handcuffed. Like, what is going on? And again, the the question this election, and will be the question moving forward, which is, who are the groups that have no problem with this, by way of saying that they would like to have departments defunded, who are not speaking to the individuals that are promoting hatred against police officers. And may I remind everybody, and maybe it's just me, and I don't know, if you want to call 239-479-5592, maybe it's me on this Monday morning that I noticed this. I'm trying to understand how we all are supposed to support sports, professional sports, that are promoting groups, not their own version of what is, but are on the field and supporting and showing support for groups that show hatred to officers and say some of the most vile things in those groups. And yet we have professional sports that are promoting what they think is something that is a general statement that is being made. Meanwhile, if you're watching NFL football over the weekend, I didn't watch it. I'm not going to watch it. You hear about teams that didn't even come out of the locker room. Wasn't it the Jets and the Dolphins? Neither one of the teams come out of the locker room for the national anthem. Why? Why are they doing that? Has anybody decided at this moment in time this weekend, once again, to ask why they're not coming out? What's the purpose? Why are they not coming out of the locker room? What statement are they trying to make? Because the last time we checked, everything that's happening with pro sports and what has been happening up to this point has been about a problem with police. The systemic racism in police departments that we're being told exists. And that's what all of the protests on the field, in the end zones, in the locker rooms, that's what this is all about, right? Or am I missing something? 239-479-5592. What am I missing, everybody? Because then we see the horrific shooting, and in case you don't know the details, 2 deputies with the LA Sheriff's Department hospitalized after a gunman approaches the vehicle. It's on video. If you're on social media, you've probably witnessed the video already, firing multiple shots inside in an ambush attack on these officers, then running away like a coward. There's like a six-figure reward now out for this individual. And they were just doing their job, minding their own business, watching out for the safety of the people on the train, and seeing somebody just walk up and start shooting on them. This is the press conference from the... who was it? It was Sheriff Alex Villanueva in a press conference. The point of all this, again, is, can we be reminded in our everyday lives and the rioting in the streets in certain cities and the things that we see, the protests and sporting events over the weekend, can we be reminded what that's about? Because the last time I checked, in the NFL, everything that's happening there, and all the protests that are going on the field, and the names of those that are on their helmets and on the field itself and not coming out with the anthem, is because of the problem they have with police officers. And we're not talking about gently reminding people about a couple of bad apples. No. It's about what we're told is systemic racism, that these departments have to be dismantled. Remember Colin Kaepernick, where this starts, where he has a sock with a pig with the police hat on. And can we be reminded of all of that? Pigs in a blanket, fry 'em like bacon. Can we be reminded of all of that? And then we're supposed to watch the games as if none of that is happening. We're supposed to support these teams financially so that they can continue to do this, so that there would be groups that would be funded that want to see not only the dismantling of police department, but these lies about systemic racism in departments. And by the way, Joe Biden, who we'll play some of the audio of Joe Biden and some of the comments he's made in the past about the systemic racism in police departments and how, as you can imagine, there's a lot of anger out there being created. And who's helping to spark and to ignite and to keep these fires roaring? And why am I giving money to and supporting groups and teams and individuals who will continue to do this and talk about this, creating rage in individuals to the point where we have this situation happening in LA? I mean, am I missing something? Tell me am I being hyperbolic? Is this over the top? Help me out. 239-479-5592. Just tell me where I'm wrong. Because after this weekend, there has to be a turning point in the country. There are a lot of forces right now that are against this president. And I'm talking deep. And, last week we talked about the Electoral College. Remember, we had Michael Anton on the program. I should probably replay that. I wonder if we should play that again today, Jake. Maybe we'll get that queued up for 6:35. This interview with Michael Anton we did last week about the coming coup. And if you missed it, how there are individuals not only that are Clinton supporters, Biden supporters, Democrat operatives, Democrats, liberals, progressives, all trying to figure out a way to not accept the results of the election. Remember, it was Hillary Clinton who was talking about, Joe Biden can't he can't concede this election. No way, no how. And how they plan on, and what the plan is to rig the election, or maybe we'll play that coming up. But also how it feels like there is this involvement with the military as well. General Mattis talking last week and saying things about this president and keeping an eye on the president and, of course, worried about the president's reelection. In so many words, some of the things that were brought up back in July by Lara Logan, who was on with, who was it? It was on Fox News. She's a Fox Nation host who was talking about General Stanley McChrystal and others supporting a PAC for Joe Biden, where they were using U.S. military intelligence right now, like a program in the military, artificial intelligence that was used to go after ISIS and Al-Qaeda and is now being used to go after the president when it comes to messaging, artificial intelligence. And I'll play that audio so you can hear that as well. All right, so let's see. We have a couple of calls coming in. Russ is in Naples. Hey, Russ.
I just wanted to educate you. It's not only the pros. On Saturday's college football game, K-State, on their jerseys, each player, BLM.
It was it really? And
yes.
And again,
Kansas State is in the middle of Kansas, a small town called Manhattan, Kansas, but yet every player on the K-State team had embroidered on their jerseys BLM.
And this is where, and Russ, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Thanks for that. And this is where you need to get down to the discussion. This has to happen on a national level. You want to have a talk? Let's have a talk about it. What is the support about? What is it about? So Jake, who's on line one? Somebody. All right. They want to rename they want to be anonymous. Is that what you're saying in Fort Myers? Anonymous in Fort Myers? Who are you there on line one?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Yes, I'm actually in Cape Coral. So this morning I was at a Starbucks It was a Surfside Starbucks, and all the employees now have changed their uniforms to all black with a fist on the left-hand side that's white, and in the back it all says, Unity, Speak Up, and Black Lives Matter.
And this was locally at a Starbucks?
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I'm a customer that goes there every single day, and so it must have been either yesterday or this morning they changed.
And what part of town are you in?
I'm in Cape Coral, Florida.
So it's in Cape Coral that you saw this?
At the Surfside Starbucks. Yep.
Starbucks on Surfside. All right. All right. Well, I appreciate the call. Thanks so much. And again, what are we talking about, everybody? Black Lives Matter, the organization, is a Marxist organization. They admit it themselves. These are not my words. These are their words. If you go to the website, you tell me what part of Black Lives Matter, the organization, is the part that you agree with. Is it the dismantling of the nuclear family? Is that what you're looking for? Because that's what they espouse. Marxist ideology. The head of Black Lives Matter talks about how they are Marxist. Is that what you want to support? In what way, shape, or form? The destruction of capitalism. Are you backing that up? Is that so? Again, where are we going with this? If you're watching sports and you're paying to watch teams play in some way, shape, or form, you're watching it on TV, you're supporting these groups. And is this what you want to do? And again, when you have Joe Biden, who was asked July 31st in an interview, and this was on CBS, right?
Do you believe there is systemic racism in law enforcement?
Absolutely. But it's not just in law enforcement, it's across the board.
It's across the board. Everywhere. Every place.
Do you believe
Hold on a second. Is that what he says, right?
It's in housing, it's in education, it's in everything we do.
It's in everything we do. There's systemic racism in everything that we do. So when Joe Biden says, yep, police systemically racist, that's what they are across the board. And then you have people that believe that as well. And you know that there are people that will take it to a different level. And let's just say a horrific level. When do we stop that talk? When is that truly what he believes? Does he understand what those words mean? I'm just asking, because when you wake up this morning and you hear all about this, and maybe I should play that. I got to play that Laura Logan. I'm looking at the time. And just so you know, I'm not crazy when it comes to that Laura Logan comment. This was back reported by the Washington Post. This was Laura Logan. Again, how far are individuals willing to go to stop this president from re-election? And how serious a situation are we talking about? Laura Logan, July 31st.
A lot of discussion on television about the politicization of the pandemic and a lot of blame cast, right, on Trump and our GOP for doing that. But what people are ignoring is something really critical that was reported in the Washington Post on the 1st of May. There's this article, and here it is. I have it here, which is not something I often do, but this is so significant to me that I wanted to make sure I had it printed out. The headline is about technology that was once used to combat ISIS propaganda is being employed by a Democratic Political Action Committee, a super PAC, basically, to counteract Trump's messaging on the coronavirus and his handling of the coronavirus. And this super PAC has enlisted the assistance of General Stanley McChrystal, who many of your viewers will recognize his name. And he has openly stated in this article, it's a whole piece about it, the Washington Post has no problem with this, that they're taking a weapon of war that was designed to counter ISIS and Al-Qaeda, in other words, U.S. enemies, and they're using it against the U.S., against the American citizens in this country. And they...
Does that bother you at all? It should, and I know it does. And I guess what I'm saying is, before we go to break, is that We just have to look at what's happening. You need, if you're a Democrat or a liberal, you need to reevaluate. And when you see what is happening on the streets and understanding that it's coming to a city here near you, if you're not careful, probably anyway, that when you have to pick a side and figure out which side you're on, is this the kind of tactics that you're comfortable with? When there was a time before where it was like, we lost the election, we did the best we could, we'll get them next time. Feels like those days are over. I mean, I hate to be, hey, happy Monday. I hate to be so negative on this Monday, but I just wanted to start out with my disgust of all of this over the weekend and how it just feels like people are just going through the motions. And when it comes to even sports and woo, it's back and the NFL's back. Really, what's the NFL support? Who are they supporting, and in what way are you helping? All right, 239-479-5592. Bill O'Reilly is going to join us at 8 o'clock. He's got a new book out. We're going to talk with him coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, so looking forward to that. Want to remind you. All right, 239-479-5592. Streaming live on YouTube. You can watch us anytime you want at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and please subscribe to the channel. Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Big Island Builders, whose reputation for quality homes at a fair price is unsurpassed in Naples.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
TikTok's owner chooses Oracle over Microsoft as its preferred suitor for the popular video sharing app. The Wall Street Journal reports that Oracle is set to be announced as TikTok's trusted tech partner in the U.S., and the deal is likely not to be structured as an outright sale. Sources say it's more appropriate to call it a partnership rather than an acquisition. It will face White House review, and it comes a week before President Trump's deadline to ban TikTok in the U.S. over spying concerns. Gasoline prices poked higher over the past 3 weeks, up 2 cents a gallon on the average price for regular. But oil analysts say weak demand and falling crude oil prices make any more hikes unlikely. Asian markets ended higher ahead of this week's Federal Reserve meeting. U.S. stock futures were higher in overnight trading, and crude oil futures prices higher overnight. And that's your Fox Business Report. I'm Sal Giangrasso, invested in you.
Customers, students, and staff expect a new level of clean. Cintas has the essential products and services to help you carry out cleaning protocols effectively. Cintas performs surface sanitizer and disinfectant spray services to common touchpoints, installs and refills touchless hand sanitizer dispensers, and provides commercial laundry services to help minimize employee exposure. Give everyone the confidence they need to keep coming back. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Trust all along. Trust.
Breaking news as we begin
You can always
tonight.
trust Wink News for the latest information.
Weather is the news tonight.
It can't be bought. It can only be earned.
In Fort Myers, Naples. Wink News now.
Over the past 65 years, as a local news leader, Wink has worked hard to achieve your trust. We're family owned. We're invested in Southwest Florida. We live here. We raise our families here. We are part of the community we serve. That's how we've built your trust. Trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
I can't even believe I'm saying this. It's premiere week on the Drew Barrymore Show. Monday, the Angels are here. Cameron Diaz and Lucy Liu. And we surprise a family of essential workers.
It's my boobs room.
Plus, premiere week continues with Jane Fonda, Billy Porter, Charlize Theron, and Reese Witherspoon. It's our big premiere show on Drew.
Drew premieres today at 3 on Wink.
At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our comfort specialists can handle any AC repair. Just call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay time.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Looking for a frameless shower door? My Shower Door has just opened their 8th Florida showroom, and it's conveniently located in Cape Coral. With more than 75,000 frameless shower doors installed, no one has more experience and 5-star reviews than My Shower Door. We've been named #1 by readers of the News Press and Naples News for 17 consecutive years and have just been named as Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
Across the nation, America is moving forward, finding our footing, getting back on our feet. Life continues to open up. Businesses are getting back to business, and we are too. We know you rely on the Good Feet store to be there when you need us. We're open and ready to serve you. Our personally fit arch supports are designed to help alleviate, even eliminate, foot, knee, hip, and back pain, and provide comfort, balance, and support. The well-being of our customers, associates, and community is our highest priority. So we've implemented new measures, procedures, and precautions, keeping your health and safety in the forefront. The Good Feet store is lending a hand to help America get back on its feet. And just as we have for a quarter century, we're helping to improve the quality of people's lives, 2 feet at a time.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
You may not know it, but male performance during intimate moments requires proper blood flow, which only gets worse with age. The result? All men experience some level of performance issues over time, from decreased firmness all the way to chronic ED. At Metro Men's Health, our goal is to provide you with the most effective treatment for performance issues. Years ago, we used to use the same technology as other clinics, but didn't settle for one-size-fits-all treatments or outdated wave technology. Should you? We've developed new patent-pending technology called Linear Piezo Energy Protocol, allowing us to create treatment plans specifically to you. We've helped thousands of men achieve consistent, longer-lasting results, and those results can be yours too. Your condition will only get worse with time. Don't wait. Call Metro Men's Health to schedule your evaluation at 239-599-9900, 239-599-9900, or visit us at metromenshealth.com.
The Diamond District has the largest selection of GIA certified diamonds at the most competitive prices in the world. Jason and Todd have partnered with De Beers in Canada and Africa, and they've traveled to Israel, Antwerp, and India to select the most beautiful diamonds. Visit the Diamond District today for your best diamond buying experience.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Jill Biden, the wife of Democratic nominee Joe Biden, is having a virtual stop in Fort Myers. The virtual meeting is set for Thursday. So far, no other details have been released. Today, your favorite bars are reopening their doors, but only at 50% capacity. You are not allowed to dance or go between tables. Today, Cape Coral leaders are set to approve a plan to manage and clean the 4 Mile Cove. Last month, Lee County bought the land right off Southeast 24th Street. It was slated to be a development, but will now stay as is. Cape Coral also has to restore the mangroves city workers ripped out. There are 38,595 confirmed cases of COVID-19. 96 new cases were reported yesterday, which is a dip from the last 2 days, but it's typical for new case numbers to be low over the weekend. In total, there have been 661,571 confirmed coronavirus cases in our state. Today, we could learn all the schools dealing with COVID-19 cases in our state. State health officials are expected to release the report online. The reports will be updated weekly. Right now, more than 120,000 people from ages 5 to 24 have had COVID-19 in Florida. Getting a better look at when algae blooms plague our water. Florida Atlantic University researchers are using a device that helps them figure out when the blooms top Lake Okeechobee. They plan to put it on the bottom of the lake for 24 hours. It will determine the amount of nutrients coming from the sediment, which then causes those algal blooms. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
We're keeping an eye on a deadly crash right now in the Olga neighborhood of Lee County. That's on Old Olga Road between Caribbean Boulevard and Cristobal Street, just north of Palm Beach Boulevard. The roadway shut down right now along Old Olga, so avoid the area for the time being as there's an active investigation out there. Also, very wet roads from Sanibel through the Captiva area, heading out toward Pine Island and parts of Bonita and Collier County. Very slick this morning, so just keep in mind you could see some ponding and even flooded roadways, especially from all the rain we got yesterday and now the new rain on top of it today. Just be extra cautious and don't drive through any of those flooded roadways. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After pockets of 6 to 11 inches of rain along our coastline over the weekend associated with Sally, today, more scattered rain and storms are possible, and it wouldn't take much to see additional flooding. So please be on alert. Temps today, mid to upper 80s. Keep the umbrella handy just in case. As we do go back to normal, our typical summertime weather, more sunshine mixes in. We do get hotter with 90s returning for the remainder of the work week, all the way towards the weekend with pop-up scattered storms. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed mornings with Drew Stevens. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling tip for the day. When you call us at 239-482-1542, what you'll get is a warm reception. We'll send out a real NATE-certified expert mechanic who will treat you and your time with respect. Our team will help to inform you of the situation and correct any issues that we find. Our goal is to make sure your experience with our team is a pleasant one, and we work very hard every day to meet that goal. Kobe is who we are, and cooling is what we do. But we also know we're nothing without you. Thank you, Southwest Florida, for almost 70 years of trust in our family. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949, serving local Southwest Florida families for almost 70 years.
I'm here with Mike Roberts with Mortgage Warehouse. Mike, give me an update on mortgage rates. How are things looking?
There is a lot of talk about mortgage rates these days, and for good reason. Mortgage rates are nearing the lowest levels we've seen in years. Anyone that purchased their home in 2017 or 2018 should check into refinancing their mortgage to get a lower interest rate. Give us a call at 313-5000 or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com. You'll work directly with one of our loan officers right here in Southwest Florida. Our no closing cost program allows you to refinance with no fees out of pocket, no fees rolled into your loan, and you won't pay any Florida mortgage taxes either. If you took out a mortgage in 2017 or 2018, or you have an interest rate above 4%, or you are paying mortgage insurance, also known as PMI, call us at 313-5000, that's 313-5000, or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Trust.
Breaking news as we begin
You can always
tonight.
trust Wink News for the latest information.
Weather is the news tonight.
It can't be bought. It can only be earned.
In Fort Myers, Naples. Wink News now.
Over the past 65 years, as a local news leader, Wink has worked hard to achieve your trust. We're family owned. We're invested in Southwest Florida. We live here. We raise our families here. We are part of the community we serve. That's how we've built your trust. Trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
I can't even believe I'm saying this. It's premiere week on the Drew Barrymore Show. Monday, the Angels are here. Cameron Diaz and Lucy Liu. And we surprise a family of essential workers.
It's my boo, Drew.
Plus, premiere week continues with Jane Fonda, Billy Porter, Charlize Theron, and Reese Witherspoon. It's our big premiere show on Drew.
Drew premieres today at 3 on Wink.
Hi, this is Jay, president of Big Island Builders. When I came to Naples many years ago, I knew I could bring a totally different approach to building custom homes. But I had a problem. I had no contacts here in Naples, no architects knew who I was, and my competition wasn't exactly thrilled about making room for a new builder. For 2 weeks straight, I began to drive the neighborhoods that I wanted to build in. In that process, I found a man at his mailbox and I asked him if he needed any work done on his home. He told me he was glad that I showed up because he wanted to tear down this older home and build a brand new custom home. So that's how we broke into the Naples market. And today, that same drive, energy, and passion that started our company is what we continue to bring to our clients. We build top quality custom homes with passion for a fair price. Give us a call at 239-262-6867 or visit us at bigislandbuilders.com.
True relief for back and neck pain. Sitting at home with back or neck pain, lying in a recliner suffering with leg pain or weakness, out of shape from sciatica, stenosis, or neuropathy? Get relief and get your life back. Non-surgical spinal decompression. This is Dr. Johnson, DC at 596 Back. Spinal decompression is an ingenious, innovative treatment that has shattered doctors' traditional ways of treating back or neck problems. Doctors have been left scratching their heads. Finally, avoid needles, epidurals, and drugs. This treatment is also super comfortable. Patients of any age can be treated and doesn't involve any hanging upside down. It uses a relaxing, computerized table to gently remove pressure on spinal nerves and discs, relieving pain, numbness, or weakness. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation to find out how spinal decompression can help you. Johnston Spinal Care, 596 Back. 596-2225. That's 596-2225.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. The talk and text line. We stream live on YouTube each and every day at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. You can subscribe just by going to YouTube. You type in Drew Steele Radio, and then there you'll see my face. You just hit subscribe, and you'll know when we're live, both on Facebook and YouTube. So we appreciate that. It's free, by the way. So thanks for doing that. We're going to get back to some of the stories of the day and your calls as well. Once again, 239-479-5592. Drew's College of Political Knowledge for questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. That's coming up at 6:50 and 7:50 both. And then at 8:05 this morning, Bill O'Reilly will join us. He's got a brand new book out that we'll talk about. And it's a part of the Killing series that he does. Pretty incredible how many books he's been able to sell, that series of books. And his latest is about Crazy Horse, so we will talk about that coming up. Look, things aren't that bad. I mean, at least if we're talking about the holiday season, at least it's not like... Well, there was rumors about canceling Halloween in some places, but that's not going to happen. I mean, it's not like Peeps are going to be disappearing off store shelves because they're not going to make them or something like that. Oh, wait, this just in. According to Week News, I just saw this article. Is this... who? Yeah? It's CNN. Here you go. Just Born Quality Confections, the company that produces Peeps, says its holiday-themed marshmallow treats will not be in Halloween candy baskets this year, and they won't be in stores for Christmas either. Halloween Peeps. I didn't even know. Jake, did you know that there were Halloween Peeps? I had no idea that there were Halloween Peeps. This is news to me. So Halloween Peeps, shaped like pumpkins, ghosts, and monsters, and Christmas Peeps are not going to return to stores until 2021. The company's going to skip Valentine's Day Peeps next. Wait, hold on a second. First of all, let me just put a stop to this. I thought Peeps were I thought the whole idea of Peeps was that they were for Easter. Right? Wasn't the beginning of Peeps because it was Easter and Easter Bunny and then Easter chicks and... Right? That was the whole reason why they had these things to begin with. And now they have Halloween Peeps and Christmas Peeps? Yeah, so I guess there won't be any Halloween Peeps, everybody. All you peeps out there that like Halloween Peeps, no Peeps. Now, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to get conspiratorial or anything, but I'll try. The company says it resumed limited production in May after making changes in its plant to ensure employee safety. What they're claiming is they suspended production of the candies because of the coronavirus pandemic, and it was done to protect the health and safety of the employees. So they suspended production in April, and they haven't been able to ramp this all up. And so they want to make sure that they have the demand for Easter, but in the meantime, no Peeps for Halloween and Christmas. No, I didn't know that it was a big thing, and I didn't know that it takes that long to make Peeps. Like if they were to ramp up last month, let's say August, you couldn't get enough Peeps out there to at least make a buck? Or is it because maybe they're feeling like there's not going to be a whole lot of Halloween right now because the fear is that there's not going to be a lot of people going out? And I don't know. I'm I'm just shocked that there were peeps to begin with. Halloween. It's just a... Okay. Yeah. People are saying that peeps are all season. It's just news. News to me. That's all. All right. I didn't know it takes that long to make a peep. Just turn the machines on and let them go. 239-479-5592. All right. A couple of things from our conversation before about the NFL. Listen, the NFL, Black Lives Matter, what the organization is about, and again, you see everything that's going on with the NFL not coming out for the anthem. Why are you not coming out for the anthem? Can you explain to us what that is about again? Because maybe we need a refresher as to why you didn't over the weekend. Colin Kaepernick, by the way, over the weekend, blasting the newly woke NFL on opening day, calling league social justice focused, quote unquote, propaganda. Even Colin Kaepernick doesn't even... If Colin Kaepernick has a problem with it... Okay, so... that in the wake of massive, the NFL announced earlier in the year that in the wake of massive anti-racism and anti-police brutality protests taking place following the death of George Floyd, that they would set a weekly social justice priority, embrace Black Lives Matter slogans, and encourage players to take part in demonstrations, service projects, social justice-focused initiatives. Colin Kaepernick is like, no good. And... he said, while the NFL runs propaganda about how they care about black life, they are still actively blackballing Eric Reed for fighting for the black community. Okay, so it's not good enough for Colin Kaepernick. He's not playing. Somebody else, Eric Reed, is not playing as well. It's not good enough. And again, people have been. Somebody mentioned this about systemic racism. It was Joe Biden who said, "Yeah, police department systemically racist. You better believe it." You know, somebody texted us and said, then the police shouldn't be at games. They shouldn't be protecting people on the field. He doesn't watch football, and he's not going to be watching it. But that hits on something, doesn't it? Isn't that a fundamental difference about police departments, what they do in the wake of the shooting in Los Angeles? In the wake of the shooting of two deputies, ambushed, just sitting there, and a gunman approaches the vehicle and shoots multiple shots inside the vehicle and flees on foot. One of the deputies, a 31-year-old mother of a 6-year-old. The other is a 24-year-old male. Apparently, they are both going to survive. And here's something that's fundamental, because if you go to Twitter... what do you see? Protests breaking out after police fatally shoot a 27-year-old man in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I don't know the details of the shooting. I will wait a couple of days to get more details about this, just like I waited on every other police-involved shooting to see the details. And then once you see the details, you come to find out, no, it's not exactly the way it was portrayed in the Twitterverse and other places, fueling these fires. And when you hear about some of the horrific things going on, like that shooting. But to the point of the person who is texting and saying, well, police shouldn't be at the games. Just don't show up. Don't protect people. The difference is, number one, that's not how police operate. Do you see the difference? The difference is that police are going to continue to serve and protect the community. They're not going to stop. That's who they are. And then the other part of it is, you see the tweets all over the protests breaking out. Police fatally shooting this 27-year-old man in Lancaster. So you're seeing all over social media about Lancaster. You're seeing people still protesting in Seattle and still protesting in Portland and on and on. You see massive rioting and protests breaking out after, in LA, 2 deputies shot, ambushed. See people running to the street, burning down buildings and destroying. Do you see that happening? I'm not saying it should. I'm saying it doesn't. Does that call attention to anything at all in this discussion or no? But, you know, you have a choice here. We find out the Miami Dolphins didn't come out of the locker room, right, for the for the anthem. Love to get more details on what NFL players and teams are thinking and why they're doing it and the substance of that, because it seems to have changed. But I think you need a definition. I need a definition. And the other part of it is, again, we're going to hear about all of these riots and protests breaking out, and yet we don't get the whole story. We don't need the whole story. But you don't see people burning down buildings and destroying after hearing about a horrific shooting of 2 officers in L.A. I know, it's not the same thing. You can't do that. Can't say that kind of thing. Okay. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live on YouTube at Drew Steele Radio. A couple of things we're going to talk about coming up, including some Florida politics. As the president says, Mini Mike is going to plans on spending $100 million to help Joe Biden in the state of Florida. How's that going to help? Well, how's that going to work? Well, we'll talk about how that's going to work. Also, for those that have been concerned about some of the amendments in the state of Florida, we've been talking about that. There's one amendment that we've talked about on a few occasions, the Amendment 4, and felons in the state of Florida having the right to vote. Well, now we find out through a judge that they're not going to be able to vote until they pay fines and fees. Why did this happen? This appeals court 6-4 ruling. Implications for the November election. How dare they do this in the state of Florida? What's going on with this? Well, I will explain, because it's important. And it goes to even some of the amendments that will be coming up this year and what you'll be voting on in the next, in less than 60 days, 50 days, 50. I don't know the number. All right, 239-479-5592. Call right now. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge for questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Call now. Caller 5. We'll take your phone call coming up next. Caller 5, you'll play Drew's College on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. Let's find out what's happening with traffic. Here's is Sabrina Katz?
Therese O'Shea.
Oh, it's Therese. I got it wrong. I'm sorry, Therese. Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. We have a wet morning commute across Southwest Florida, especially if you're closer toward the coast. But right now, 75 is even getting slammed with some rain from about the airport down through Collier County. So take it slow on the roads. Also watching a crash right now that involved at least one person getting killed. This was at Old Olga Road between Caribbean Boulevard and Cristobal Street. That stretch of roadway now shut down just north of Palm Beach Boulevard in the Olga neighborhood. We also have an accident right now in the Buckingham area. That's over at Buckingham Road and Sunset Road. No roadblock, but seeing some delays eastbound in that area. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For your Monday, lingering tail-end rain expected across parts of southwest Florida. Scattered showers and storms from time to time. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, and please watch out for localized flooding. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Rush Limbaugh. Now this is incredible. A Long Island, New York high school student has been arrested because he showed up to go to school. 17-year-old Maverick Stowe attended William Floyd High School for 5 days in a row, and by doing so, he committed a criminal act. Young Maverick was supposed to stay home for a designated remote learning day, but he said, I gotta go to class. Maverick Stowe was not putting anybody in danger when he showed up. His temperature was taken. He was fine. His first period teacher discovered he was supposed to be at home, so school administrators suspended him for 5 days. Maverick ignored the suspension. He showed up at school in person again, so they called the cops. He was arrested for trespassing, the school district pressing charges. School bosses accused Maverick Stowe of being selfish and irresponsible for showing up at school in person, the school his parents pay taxes for. Now, this is what it's like living in liberal America today. You can riot in the street, you can loot, burn, vandalize businesses, you can assault cops. Nothing happens to you. But if you dare attend school in person because you want to pursue your education, you get arrested as a criminal. This is Democrat Party America, Joe Biden America. God help us if these people win. Oh, my God, I can't think of it. Athletes nationwide talking about the relief they're getting from Level Select CBD sports creams and roll-ons from Cadenwood, the leader in CBD. Baseball legend Steve Garvey, with a National League record 1,207 consecutive games, uses Level Select CBD daily. He swears by it. Countless other athletes, including former quarterback Carson Palmer, PGA champion Ricky Fowler, find Level Select CBD helps keep them in the game. It works for them. It can work for you, too. Level Select CBD has a full line of products to choose from, all independently tested, made in the USA with 0% THC. Go to LevelSelectCBD.com. Use the promo code CBD30 for 30% off any of their CBD products. That's LevelSelectCBD.com and the promo code CBD30.
Not available in Idaho, Iowa, and South Dakota.
Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel. True Steel. Weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Jake Demolino here from Daybreak to talk about AMCO of Bonita Springs. Everyone's been affected by the pandemic, and I was definitely no exception. But here's the thing. I had an issue, a well-known issue, a lot of you know about. Kevin and Todd came to the rescue, effectively giving me my life back. They put their expertise to work on my transmission. That was completely shot. His master mechanic told me that it was probably the worst transmission he's seen in his 30 years of working. And let me tell you, he knocked it out of the park. He helped me, and I'm sure he can help you as well. AMCO of Bonita Springs has been trusted in Southwest Florida since 2008. They've been through pandemics, recessions, you name it. They're located right off of Burnwood Drive in Bonita, an independent, conservative AMCO dealer whose award-winning customer service speaks for itself. They work on all makes and models, and they don't just do transmissions. They can do oil changes, normal maintenance, tires, you name it. For those of you out there with classic cars, there's no one I could trust more than Kevin and Todd with something I know you cherish and is so near and dear to you. So give Kevin and Todd a call at AMCO of Bonita Springs. 239-992-2626. 239-992-2626. A big thank you from Jake DeMillennial for AMCO of Bonita Springs.
This is an important message from Lee Elections. If you are a registered voter and have not already requested your vote-by-mail ballot, do it now. Stay safe, avoid large crowds, and vote from home. It is the most convenient way to vote, and we pay the return postage. To request your vote-by-mail ballot, visit lee.vote. That's lee.vote. Or call 239-533-8683.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Mike in Cape Coral. Hello there, Mike. How are you today?
Good gravy, bad NFL. I'm done with it.
Yeah, good for you. All right, it's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD, your associate's degree question. Mike starts now. Mike, who was the governor before Ron DeSantis here in the great state of Florida? Who was that?
That would be now Senator Rick Scott.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's, a bachelor's on this question. Can you name 2 wars fought by the United States in the 1800s? 2 of them.
The Spanish War and the War of 1812.
There you go. That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. Let's see if you get a master's degree on this question. The first president of the United States, George Washington. Second, John Adams. Who was the third?
I'm going to go with Thomas Jefferson.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a master's. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. In 2004, who was the Democrat nominee for president of the United States? In 2004, the Democrat nominee.
That would be, he served in Vietnam, John Kerry.
And that is correct, sir. Well, look at you, Mike. Good job. You got a PhD today on Drew's College. Tough questions. You did a good job. All right, Mike, well, stay there. Don't go anywhere. We appreciate you calling. Jake's got a couple of things to talk to you about. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about Florida politics. We got a couple of things. How the polls look, and why is Mini Mike Bloomberg getting involved? $100 million worth. in the state of Florida. We'll get to that coming up. Also, Bill O'Reilly will join us at 8:05. He's got a brand new book out we'll talk about coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This is Daybreak 92.5 Fox News.
Getting rid of bacteria, destroying 99.9% of harmful bacteria. How does that sound when it comes to your water? Why not take control? Call the local experts, my buddy Max at Pentair Water Systems. You can find out what's in your water, right? And with the Pentair Water System, I'm telling you, I should know I have one. You're going to love the way your water tastes from every single faucet, every one. Their salt-free solution is the Pentair Smart Combo, can tackle chlorine and scale with no lugging in bags of salt. You've got the Advantage Salt System, if you like, would tackle even the hardest water issues. And Pentair's UV system, listen to this, it's capable of destroying 99.9% of harmful bacteria. You know, the ones that find its way into your water, like E. coli. This month, take $199 off installation of your whole home Pentair water system, and let Max, your local Pentair water specialist, find the solution right for you. And they got the white glove service program where they'll even maintain your system for you. So get the test now at 239-880-7799. 239-880-7799.
It's time to clean out your files and finally get rid of that mountain of paper. Collier County residents can bring 20 pounds of documents for free shredding. The shredding event takes place the first Saturday of every month at a recycling center near you. The next event is Saturday, October 3rd. Shredding trucks will be on site from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Naples, North Collier, and Northeast Collier. Here's your chance to get rid of old confidential documents for free. For more details, visit colliercountyfl.gov/recycle.
Hi, this is Kirk Cameron from My Faith Votes. This fall, Americans are faced with what may be the most important election in decades, maybe ever. If we as Christians stay home and don't vote this November, our children's future is at terrible risk. The consequences will be to unfairly shift this country's massive burdens to our children and grandchildren. Each of us can do something to make a difference. We can vote. Make the pledge to vote. Visit myfaithvotes.org today. That's myfaithvotes.org.
Paid for by My Faith Votes.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Jill Biden, the wife of Democratic nominee Joe Biden, is having a virtual stop in Fort Myers. The virtual meeting is set for Thursday. So far, no other details have been released. Today, your favorite bars are reopening their doors, but only at 50% capacity. You are not allowed to dance or go between tables. Today, Cape Coral leaders are set to approve a plan to manage and clean the 4 Mile Cove. Last month, Lee County bought the land right off Southeast 24th Street. It was slated to be a development, but will now stay as is. Cape Coral also has to restore the mangroves city workers ripped out. There are 38,595 confirmed cases of COVID-19. 96 new cases were reported yesterday, which is a dip from the last 2 days, but it's typical for new case numbers to be low over the weekend. In total, there have been 661,571 confirmed coronavirus cases in our state. Today, we could learn all the schools dealing with COVID-19 cases in our state. State health officials are expected to release the report online. The reports will be updated weekly. Right now, more than 120,000 people from ages 5 to 24 have or have had COVID-19 in Florida. Getting a better look at when algae blooms plague our water, Florida Atlantic University researchers are using a device that helps them figure out when the blooms top Lake Okeechobee. They plan to put it on the bottom of the lake for 24 hours. It will determine the amount of nutrients coming from the sediment, which then causes those algal blooms. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Good morning. We have a wet morning commute across Southwest Florida, especially if you're closer toward the coast. But right now, 75 is even getting slammed with some rain from about the airport down through Collier County. So take it slow on the roads. Also watching a crash right now that involved at least one person getting killed. This was at Old Olga Road between Caribbean Boulevard and Cristobal Street. That stretch of roadway now shut down just north of Palm Beach Boulevard in the Olga neighborhood. We also have an accident right now in the Buckingham area. That's over at Buckingham Road and Sunset Road. No roadblock, but seeing some delays eastbound in that area. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After pockets of 6 to 11 inches of rain along our coastline over the weekend associated with Sally, today more scattered rain and storms are possible, and it wouldn't take much to see additional flooding. So please be on alert. Temps today, mid to upper 80s. Keep the umbrella handy just in case. As we do go back to normal, our typical summertime weather, more sunshine mixes in. We do get hotter with 90s returning for the remainder of the work week, all the way towards the weekend with pop-up scattered storms. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Get a 2019 Buick Encore SUV with only 584 miles for $20,000. Practically a new car for thousands less. Or a 2004 Buick Park Avenue with only 56,000 miles. Florida condo car for $6,500. With over 300 vehicles, visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
1 hour air conditioning and heating. Always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Please visit us at www.onehourairnaples.com or call 844-1 hour.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and we've got my friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples, on the phone. And Dave, I got to tell you, the selection of floor coverings of Floor Meisters, unbelievable, fantastic. I've seen it myself, and the choices are there. But what we really want to talk about today is this Dreamweaver line of carpets. Talk about it.
I'll tell you what, Drew, this is the hottest thing since 5-buckle overshoes. We're just selling the heck out of it. Comes in 9 different patterns. 12 colors to a pattern. It has 8 warranties, and it even includes steps. The stain warranty will take care of wine, mud, and even pet accidents. So this is perfect for Jake.
Yeah, perfect for Jake, and perfect for me, and perfect for you, too. If you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, really owe it to yourself to visit their store, see their selection of Dreamweaver carpets. It's there at 6281 Naples Boulevard, next to Costco. And whether it's carpet, tile, laminate, or hardwood flooring, they have it all. So give them a call today at 239-596-4964 or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Jeep Adventure Days, going on now at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lowest prices ever on over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. All new Jeep Gladiator Overland lease, $399 per month. Loaded luxurious Grand Cherokee Limited lease, $329 per month. New Ram Bighorn Crew Cab lease, $319 per month. That's right, award-winning Ram trucks, $319 per month. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 3 months, interest-free for 6 years, and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. And our parts service and body shop are open to serve you, featuring Ram Bighorn Crew Cabs for $319 per month. Jeep Adventure Days at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
42 monthly lease, 10,000 miles per year, $32.94 due at signing plus tax, title, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months at 0% APR with 0 down. Later approval offers don't combine.
You probably know Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
News.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch. Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. We appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It's free. Helps to keep us going on Facebook and YouTube both. Thank you very much for watching. The president out and about in Nevada yesterday talking about Sleepy Joe.
The fact is, I did more in 47 months as president than Joe Biden did in 47 years. It's true.
And I fact check, true. That is a fact. That he did more in 47 months in president than Sleepy Joe did in 47 years. We still have yet to hear what it is. Well, hold on a second. Is that a fact, Joe?
Facts.
That is a fact. We have yet to hear from anyone on the Democrat side what it is, the huge, ginormous, right in front of your face, the big accomplishment of Joe Biden in 47 years there in Washington, D.C. in the swamp. Do we know what it is? What exactly, what is it? Still waiting for somebody to tell us.
We choose truth over facts.
Well, that's just a little part of it. But anyway, so the president out and about yesterday in Nevada talking about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
We're going to have a woman president someday. Not going to be her. Not going to be her.
Not going to be Kamala Harris.
And that's no way to attain the office. We got in there because Sleepy Joe couldn't handle it anymore.
So, yeah, one day we'll have a woman president, but it's not going to be Kamala Harris by saying, hey, listen, Sleepy Joe can't do it, so I'll do it. So that was the president in Nevada yesterday with some of the comments made. Also, some of the other things that were being discussed was the fact that there was some pretty bad, do you want to use salacious, hard, awful, a campaign ad that was out last week. The president's team, it was Jenna Ellis, our good friend Jenna Ellis, the senior legal advisor, putting out a cease and desist letter to the Biden campaign. Stop airing this ad that attributes quotes to Trump that 21 people who were present that day say never happened. That would be going by the, what was it, the Atlantic article about the president saying things like, you know, losers and talking about our military. And it was pretty disgraceful that they would make an ad out of that. But, you know, that's how Democrats work. And the president even calling it out over the weekend in Nevada.
I can be bad to him because he put the most vicious ad on television that I've ever seen. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where I'm standing over the graves of our fallen warriors, our fallen heroes. These are great people, the greatest people there are. And I'm standing over there, and they have some sleazebag reporter from a third-rate magazine having some source quoting me, saying, I won't even use the term, but saying bad things. And there's nobody that loves our military, respects it, and the people more than me. And they took... And I didn't even ask. We had 25 people that were witnesses that are on the record already that have said that never took place. It never took place what they said. And yet, pathetic Joe, and he's a pathetic human being to allow that to happen. Here's the problem. He doesn't even know it happened. I don't think. I think he has no idea But he's a pathetic human being to let that happen, where they put an ad like that where I'm standing over graves, and then they said, he said this, with no sources, no nothing. They got nothing. And I have 25 real witnesses with the names, with everything, saying it never happened. And they put an ad like that up. They're a disgrace. But you know the good part? Now I can be really vicious. I can be really vicious.
So the president saying, hey, what's good for the goose? Well, you know, we don't want to go there. But at the same time, it's just getting ugly. But you knew that was going to happen. And even what we discussed last week, if you remember with Michael Anton, that the coming coup, we talked about this. Remember, we discussed how the military was being discussed and being used to bring down this president and to try to help to change the outcome of the election. We talked about what they call TIP and how there were a group of individuals getting together, never Trumpers, Democrats, people in the military that were talking about the integrity of the process of this election cycle, but this coming coup. Remember, Michael Anton was on the program with us, and we were talking about that last week.
First of all, just take that name. You said TIP, which stands for Transition Integrity Project, which is an Orwellian name. Transition integrity would mean that, you know, we're following the rules of the system, and we want to make sure that the system is sacrosanct and that it, you know, nobody violates any of the principles of the system. When really what the Transition Integrity Project is, get Joe Biden in the White House by any means, fair or foul project. That's what it really should be called. So what they did is they got together and they said, let's think through a bunch of scenarios, right? You know, a Biden landslide, a close win here. And one of the scenarios that they thought through was Trump, just like 2016, he wins in the Electoral College, which means he's the president again, and loses the popular vote. It still doesn't matter if he loses the popular vote. If he wins in the Electoral College, he's the president again. And they said, well, what are we going to do? And the guy playing Joe Biden, John Podesta, former Clinton, Bill Clinton chief of staff and Hillary Clinton campaign chair, said, I'm not going to concede the election. I'm going to get on the phone and I'm going to call Democratic governors in states that Trump won and basically strong-arm them into sending Democratic electors to the Electoral College vote so that even though Trump won the election according to the way people actually voted on the ground, we're going to make sure that the formal vote when the Electoral College meets, he doesn't win.
That's Michael Anton in The Coming Coup, his article in the American Mind that was out last week that we talked about. And again, if you believe that there are individuals that would do something like that, then does it shock you that they would put out these ads, this disgusting ad that they put a cease and desist on for the Biden campaign that the president mentioned in Nevada last week? All right, let's take a break, because when we come back, I want to talk a little bit about Florida. What about the state of Florida? How are we here? What's going on with the numbers, if you believe in polls? We'll get to that. And how Mike Bloomberg is back. In what way? We'll talk about that coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Good morning. We have a wet morning commute across Southwest Florida, especially if you're closer toward the coast. But right now, 75 is even getting slammed with some rain from about the airport down through Collier County. So take it slow on the roads. Also watching a crash right now that involved at least one person getting killed. This was at Old Olga Road between Caribbean Boulevard and Cristobal Street. That stretch of roadway now shut down just north of Palm Beach Boulevard in the Olga neighborhood. We also have an accident right now in the Buckingham area. That's over at Buckingham Road and Sunset Road. No roadblock, but seeing some delays eastbound in that area. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For your Monday, lingering tail-end rain expected across parts of Southwest Florida. Scattered showers and storms from time to time. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, and please watch out for localized flooding. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and have I told you about Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting? I know I have because, well, number one, I've used them on multiple occasions. I've had a few moves lately, and each and every time had them at my home. They're fantastic. I love the staff. They are the highest reviewed contractors for what they do, maintaining 4.9 to 5 stars. But here's another thing to consider. What about a kitchen, a bath, an entire home that you want remodeled? They have teams and resources ready right now to walk you through the process so they can turn your dreams into reality. I should know because they did exactly that for me and my wife. I could not be happier. The communication, the friendliness of the staff, the fact that they've been around since 2001, and the difference that they can make, whether it is something like painting a bathroom and especially kitchen and bath remodels. So call them today, Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting, 239-431-2781, and find out what they can do for you and the incredible work that they do for yourself. 239-431-2781 for Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting.
If you're moving, selling, or purchasing furniture and need help getting it home, there are a lot of moving companies to choose from. But wait, all moving companies are not created equal. Sure, if you're moving your college students' furniture, hiring young movers is fine. But if you're moving highly valued items, you need Rice's Moving and Transport. They meticulously pad wrap everything and secure your valuables and gently pack, transport, and set them up. Rice's Moving and Transport employs skilled professional movers who respect your belongings, not just young hunks who can lift heavy things. Moving is stressful enough. Don't stress about hiring the right moving company. Here's what Teresa in Naples said about Rice's Moving and Transport. I was so impressed when your moving crew came to my home. They politely introduced themselves by name. Seems small, but it made an impression. When you need help moving, trust Rice's Moving and Transport. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jonathan France. See your future in 2020. We know that weakened vision can limit our ability to enjoy day-to-day activities. And with the clear advantage of the Panoptix lens, seeing without glasses for distance driving, computers, and reading is now possible. This is the first and only trifocal lens that is designed to be used to help people get 20/20 distance, near, and in between. Most importantly, I've been doing cataract surgery for over 30 years. Trust me when I say this to you, experience matters. Quality outcomes matter. Reputation matters. And most importantly, I want you to know that I'm going to treat you like a member of my own family. You deserve to see your future in 2020.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Hi, my name is Jay, president of Big Island Builders. You know, I come from a long line of builders. In fact, I can still remember my first day on the job, working for my dad. I thought because I was the boss's son that I would start out in the construction trailer, looking over plans all day. Well, to my surprise, he handed me a shovel and he said, start digging. And that's exactly what I did. He made me learn every aspect of the building process by doing it. So if that's the kind of builder that you're looking for, look no further than Big Island Builders. BigIslandBuilders.com. Hi, my name is Jay, president of Big Island Builders. We live in a day and age where it seems like no one wants to take responsibility for their actions, especially in the construction industry. If an issue comes up in the building process, it always seems to be someone else's fault. Well, you won't hear that from us. We build a top-quality custom home, and we do it for a fair price. 239-262-6867.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch it. Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel while you're there. It helps to keep us going on Facebook and YouTube both. So how are the polls looking? Why is Michael Bloomberg? Did you hear about this? Looks like we got to spend some money in the state of Florida because Joe Biden's doing fantastic, said no one ever. A former New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg spending about $1 billion on his own failed presidential campaign. Well, what's a couple of more $100 million between friends? He's planning to use $100 million right here in the Sunshine State on behalf of Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden. so that he can spend money elsewhere. The infusion of cash comes as polls indicate a tightening of the race between Trump and Democrat nominee Joe Biden here in the state. The recent Marist poll says it's deadlocked. We've got Floridians getting ready to vote by mail just in a couple of more weeks. And what does it look like right now? 2.7 points in the state is what we're told, according to 538. And, you know, there might be some people who aren't exactly fond of hearing about polls and how reliable they are. And
I am sick and tired.
Oh, it never gets old. But anyway, so what is happening here in the state? That's what we're hearing. We're hearing how now Joe Biden will be able to spend money in other states like North Carolina and Pennsylvania. And thanks to Mini Mike coming into the state of Florida and spending $100 million so that they can try to, well, I don't know. So what is it? What will help? What can you do with $100 million? Yeah, because they're going to be, look, there are politicos that are listening to me right now and saying, Drew, don't you understand? The person with the most money wins. Just ask someone like Casey Asgar. Congress, excuse me. Oh, so the person with the most money doesn't always win. Okay, I got beside Byron Donalds and Asgar and Dr. Fagan. Okay, that race is over. We're not talking about that. We're moving on. Big money, that's what's going to win races. You can buy seats. You can buy them all day long is what you can do. And so $100 million for Joe Biden, what is he going to say to those in the state of Florida that you think are not decided, the undecided? I mean, how many could there possibly be right now? You pretty much, you know what the parties stand for at this point. You know what Joe Biden's, when you're talking about whether or not, for example, the police are systemically racist, we know which department, we know which party is talking about that, right? I mean, Joe Biden's own words. What do you need?
Do you believe there is systemic racism in law enforcement?
Absolutely. Okay. So we know who we're going to vote for if you stand with police officers, right? I'm just making that as one of the many examples that are out there. You know, it's almost as if, and I wonder if we should talk about this coming up. This got brought up to me over the weekend. If you're an uninformed voter, should you vote? Seriously. I wonder if we should talk about that coming up, because that was brought up to me over the weekend.
This is Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
This is an important message from Lee Elections. Make sure your voice is heard in the November general election. Register to vote before the Monday, October 5th voter registration deadline. For information on how to register to vote before the Monday, October 5th deadline, visit lee.vote. That's lee.vote. Or call 239-533-8683.
Want to make your home a more comfortable place but don't think you can afford a top brand heating and cooling system? Well, Carrier has the right solutions for every budget. When you turn to your Carrier expert, they'll show you our full lineup of best-in-class home comfort systems and help you pick the one that best fits into your home budget. Because in this economy, who couldn't use a little more comfort? Carrier, turn to the experts.
Visit Accurate Comfort Services online at AccurateComfortServices.com today. License number CMC 057023.
It's time to clean out your files and finally get rid of that mountain of paper. Collier County residents can bring 20 pounds of documents for free shredding. The shredding event takes place the first Saturday of every month at a recycling center near you. The next event is Saturday, October 3rd. Shredding trucks will be on site from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Naples, North Collier, and Northeast Collier. Here's your chance to get rid of old confidential documents for free. For more details, visit colliercountyfl.gov/recycle.
You want a new look for your kitchen, but you really dread the thought of subjecting your home and family to the mess and fuss created by weeks of remodeling? Cornerstone Builders has the solution. They can give your kitchen an entirely new look in a matter of days, not weeks. Stand by for the phone number to schedule your free in-home consultation. Cornerstone will save you a lot of time and thousands of dollars with a custom kitchen reface. This 4-step process includes 15 cabinet doors, 5 drawer fronts, and includes relaminating your cabinet exteriors, plus new hinges and new knobs or handles. Best part, the price. Just $38.20 for a beautiful thermofoil reface or $78.20 for maple wood reface. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation. 239-332-3020. That's 332-3020. 239-332-3020. Cornerstone Builders in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Naples, and Marco Island. With 30 years and 22,000 satisfied customers. You know they're gonna wow you.
I never get sick. Never taken a sick day. I'm not gonna let a little thing like 100-degree fever stop my business. You know what really makes me sick? Downtime. You know the cure to downtime? Grainger. With same-day pickup, next-day delivery options, and time-saving inventory solutions, Grainger keeps our facility running and fit as a fiddle. Some people go to the doctor. I go to America's trusted source for industrial supplies because Grainger's got my back. Call, click Grainger.com, or stop by to see for yourself. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Foster. Nevada's governor says President Trump put lives in danger holding an indoor rally in defiance of coronavirus rules against large gatherings there. The president tells supporters at a warehouse in Henderson.
A great gentleman who owns this building said, you know what they're doing is really unfair. You can use my building.
He calls Governor Steve Sisolak, a Democrat, a political hack. The president and Joe Biden condemned the shooting of 2 sheriff's deputies in Los Angeles Saturday. Fox's Marianne Rafferty reports.
As the 2 deputies were fighting for their lives, protesters tried to block the emergency entrance at the hospital, chanting that they hoped those officers would die. A manhunt is underway for the suspect who opened fire on the deputies as they sat in their vehicle.
They're expected to survive. Tropical Storm Sally is expected to strengthen into a hurricane and make landfall near New Orleans tomorrow morning. Flooding's possible from southeastern Louisiana through the western Florida panhandle. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News Break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Jill Biden, the wife of Democratic nominee Joe Biden, is having a virtual stop in Fort Myers. The virtual meeting is set for Thursday. So far, no other details have been released. Today, your favorite bars are reopening their doors, but only at 50% capacity. You are not allowed to dance or go between tables. Today, Cape Coral leaders are set to approve a plan to manage and clean the 4 Mile Cove. Last month, Lee County bought the land right off Southeast 24th Street. It was slated to be a development, but will now stay as is. Cape Coral also has to restore the mangroves city workers ripped out. There are 38,595 confirmed cases of COVID-19. 96 new cases were reported yesterday, which is a dip from the last 2 days, but it's typical for new case numbers to be low over the weekend. In total, there have been 661,571 confirmed coronavirus cases in our state. Today, we could learn all the schools dealing with COVID-19 cases in our state. State health officials are expected to release the report online. The reports will be updated weekly. Right now, more than 120,000 people from ages 5 to 24 have or have had COVID-19 in Florida. Getting a better look at when algae blooms plague our water. Florida Atlantic University researchers are using a device that helps them figure out when the blooms top Lake Okeechobee. They plan to put it on the bottom of the lake for 24 hours. It will determine the amount of nutrients coming from the sediment, which then causes those algal blooms. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News Traffic.
Good Monday morning. A slick morning commute across Southwest Florida. Take it easy on 75. Anywhere from Naples through about the airport right now. Seeing very wet conditions out there, especially if you're toward the coast and heading along Sanibel, Pine Island, Cape Coral, McGregor Boulevard into South Fort Myers, dealing with very wet roadways, as well as through parts of Collier County and southern Lee County right now. Also keeping an eye on a crash in Collier County at Vanderbilt Beach Road and Livingston Road. Another down Vanderbilt at Collier Boulevard. In Bonita Springs, we have a crash at Morton Avenue and East Terry Street, just east of that I-75 overpass. Also in Lee County, watching 2 more crashes, one at Buckingham Road and Sunset Road with no roadblock, but another at Old Olga Road where a pedestrian was killed by a vehicle that took off from the scene overnight. Still have an active scene out there, but the roadway is now open right at Caribbean Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After pockets of 6 to 11 inches of rain along our coastline over the weekend associated with Sally, today more scattered rain and storms are possible, and it wouldn't take much to see additional flooding. So please be on alert. Temps today mid to upper 80s. Keep the umbrella handy just in case. As we do go back to normal, our typical summertime weather, more sunshine mixes in. We do get hotter with 90s returning for the remainder of the work week, all the way towards the weekend with pop-up scattered storms. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
The corona pandemic and crushing stock market have many Americans worried. Is a recession on the way? Don't let fear take over your emotion. Join me, Alfie Townsend, for Saving the Investor radio show this Saturday at 9 a.m., planning for retirement in a turbulent world.
You may not know it, but male performance during intimate moments requires proper blood flow, which only gets worse with age. The result? All men experience some level of performance issues over time, from decreased firmness all the way to chronic ED. At Metro Men's Health, our goal is to provide you with the most effective treatment for performance issues. Years ago, we used to use the same technology as other clinics, but didn't settle for one-size-fits-all treatments or outdated wave technology. Should you? We've developed new patent-pending technology called Linear Piezo Energy Protocol, allowing us to create treatment plans specifically to you. We've helped thousands of men achieve consistent, longer-lasting results, and those results can be yours too. Your condition will only get worse with time. Don't wait. Call Metro Men's Health to schedule your evaluation at 239-599-9900, 239-599-9900, or visit us at metromenshealth.com.
At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our comfort specialists can handle any AC repair. Just call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay time.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Water is life in Southwest Florida. It drives our economy from tourism to fishing to boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Stay break 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate it. Coming up at 8:05, just a reminder, Bill O'Reilly's going to join us. He's got a new book out, in the Killing series, Killing Crazy Horse. We're going to talk about that coming up. And also, coming up in about 15 more minutes, it's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. That is on the way. You know, a couple of things that I wanted to talk about that happened over the weekend. One of them has to do with, it was Friday, about the appellate court here in the state of Florida. Look, there are going to be very important amendments that you're going to be voting on in the next few weeks. It's not just the general election that, of course, is so critical, but it is also a lot of the votes that we'll take locally, statewide, and one of them is going to be certainly, a few of them will be the amendment process, the amendment votes that you will be, the amendments that you'll be voting on. And a reminder of how when we have the amendment process, whether it's in the state of Florida or whether it's on a national level, and how important it is that you get it right, that you understand how both sides fight and how some don't fight fair and how some just want what they want and they hope that the amendment process to, let's say, the Constitution of the state of Florida will be changed enough that by the time you lay the groundwork, the foundation for it, you can't fight. You can't fight it. You'll try to fight it and you won't be able to take it away. And that goes to Amendment 4. Florida felons must pay all fines, restitution, and legal fees before they can regain their right to vote. A federal appellate court ruled on Friday in a case that could have broad implications for the November election. So what happened? Reversing a lower court judge's decision that gave Florida felons the right to vote regardless of outstanding legal obligations, the order from the 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals upheld the position of the governor and the legislature, leaving voting rights activists aghast. They're aghast, I tell you. So what happened? Again, I hate that I have to bring this up. I hate that we have to talk about this, that we have the evidence, and we've talked about it before, to show exactly how the process went here with Amendment 4. Florida Politics had the article out talking about this. Under Amendment 4, which Florida voters passed overwhelmingly in 2018, felons who have completed their sentences meaning everything, even fines and restitutions and legal fees. That was argued by the lawyers in the case. The lawyers for Amendment 4 argued to the Supreme Court in the state of Florida that yes, in order for this to come to fruition and in order for felons to have the right to vote once again, they would have to complete their sentences. Completing sentences meant paying fines, restitution, and legal fees. So now we're told that the legal dispute arose after lawmakers the next year moved to define what it means to complete a sentence. No. Because at the beginning, that's what this was all about. When you were presented as the state of Florida with voting for Amendment 4, you knew that it meant that you had to pay, that felons had to pay fines, restitution, and legal fees. But now all of a sudden that's changed. Oh, no, hold on a second. I don't even think that's constitutional. How could you allow that to happen? This is what we're told. Almost as if the people who wanted Amendment 4 to pass knew that they were going to argue this. They were just going to tell the Supreme Court, they were going to tell the citizens of the state of Florida, listen, they'll pay fines, they'll pay restitution, legal fee, of course, whatever. Knowing that once it passed, they were going to argue this. The same thing that they argued to begin with. They were going to argue against it after the fact. Because that's how do I put this the right way? That's how some people operate. When it comes to a process as big as as an amendment to the Constitution of the state of Florida, when it comes to something so large, it's like passing health care at a federal level, thanks to Obama going to the Supreme Court and then a justice on the Supreme Court, John Roberts, saying, hey, listen, you change a couple of things, you tweak it here and there, you'll be fine. That once you get your tentacles in it, you're not going to be able to take it away. But the foundation has been laid, and now all of a sudden there's this argument. Well, how could you do this? Well, because this is what you argued. You told us that they have to pay fines, restitution, and legal fees before they would be able to regain the right to vote. Now, all of a sudden, you're taking it back? No, it doesn't work that way. Just be careful when you're voting on amendments to get all the information. And in the next coming days and weeks, we will talk more in detail about the amendments coming up this election cycle, so you can be sure to understand what they all involve, so that if somebody decides to flip it on the other side and say, no, that's not what we meant, that's not what we said. No, it's exactly what you said, and we have the evidence. It's on video to show that you argued to the Supreme Court in the state of Florida that they would have to pay fines, restitution, and legal fees. Don't start changing it around right now. Sorry. But that's out there. Just crazy. 239-479-5592. It's just frustrating to see how that happens. It's frustrating to see. And that's why I brought it up before. We went to break last break, because I had a couple of people come up to me over the weekend and said, I have to be honest. And I might even present this to you and just see what you say. 239-479-5592. I said, listen, do we really want everybody in this country to vote? I mean, across the board, anyone at all. Do we just want everybody to just start checking boxes? if they don't know what's going on politically, if they have no idea what's happening with the Democrat Party, if they have no idea what's going on in the country, if we want just anybody to just go and vote, well, it's their right. They have the right to vote. How could you say that? How dare you say? And they were making the argument to me that, do we really want uninformed voters voting? And I might even ask you, because you talk about changing, what it is that we know and what it is that we have here in this country. The argument that they were giving me is that you're going to get all these people that have no clue what's going on in politics right now voting. They're going to vote for Joe Biden. They have no idea that Joe Biden himself said that police were systemically racist. Not my words, his.
Do you believe there is systemic racism in law enforcement?
Absolutely. They don't know that. They don't know that Joe Biden thinks that. They have no clue that that's where the party stands. They have no idea that you have, for example, Ilhan Omar over the weekend talking about, what did she say?
That this is our time to make sure we get rid of Trump and we elect someone who's going to be responsive to the policy positions we are advocating for. Biden's economic package is one that gets us a step closer to addressing the economic and social neglects that have went unaddressed for so long.
Okay, so Ilhan Omar saying, yeah, listen, Joe Biden gets us closer. Not exactly where we want to be, but closer. Do you have an electorate that doesn't even know who Ilhan Omar is or what she stands for or what she's talking about when she says that? That's a problem, isn't it? She talks about police. It was Joe Biden saying, yeah, systemically racist. All police departments are. Everybody. Yeah, they all are. Ilhan Omar saying,
with a big decision on what you do with that institution. And for so many of us, it is going through a process of dismantling that institution and coming together as a community to reimagine what public safety looks like.
Okay, so stop right there. How many voters do you think are out there who don't even know that she's talking about that? And that's the position of the party. That's the position of the Democrat Party now, the radical side of the party, which it is. The party is radical. How many people think they're voting for a Democrat and think they're just voting for a nice guy, Joe Biden? Oh, he's like Uncle Joe. He's so nice. The things that he says. I mean,
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Well, there was the hair up and down the leg thing in the whole thing. But that's, but he's such a nice guy. And they were making the argument to me that, do you want those people voting? Do you want uninformed voters voting? That don't know, that haven't, and don't want to even take the time. They just want to be, who do I vote? Just check this box. Okay. They just don't know. And that's Ilhan Omar, and that's the party talking about dismantling police departments. Dismantling, not defunding, but dismantling. Well, defunding and dismantling both. Williams in North Fort Myers wanted to weigh in on the amendment process. Hello there, William in North Fort Myers. How are you this morning, sir?
Drew, you're a voice of sanity in the sea of madness. You are greatly appreciated. And Omar, I can't conceive why they continue to vote for her. I really don't know.
William, what is that? Sounds like you need to take take whatever it is in the microwave out. What's that beeping in the background there?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, don't be sorry. I was worried. Listen, because if you don't take it out of the microwave quick enough, it gets cold and,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
But anyway, about the amendment process.
As far as the amendment process goes, I'm just curious. If you look at how difficult it is to amend the United States Constitution, I greatly appreciate the sovereignty of all the states to do as they wish and operate as they will, and that's the way it should be. I wonder if the Florida Constitution is about the size of a phone book by now. Do we have to keep amending over and over? I mean, we don't need an amendment for this. It's just common sense. You're exactly right.
Yeah, and the biggest problem I have, William, when it comes to the amendment process, one of the problems I have, and listen, thanks for the call there, North Fort Myers. I appreciate it. 239-479-5592. One of the things, and I appreciate you as well, that I want people to understand when it comes to amendments and the process, and is number one, like William is talking about, the amendment process, when we're talking about the Constitution, how once you do that, you're going to have a hard time taking it back. So you better have the right decision in place. That's number one. And number two, how there are dishonest brokers. There are people that are not honest brokers that are out there that will tell you one thing just to get something passed, only to find out after the fact that that's not what they were planning on at all. That when you had the lawyers for Amendment 4 saying, yeah, of course, they're going to pay fines and restitutions and legal fees, until we all said, all right, well, that's fair. Listen, when we talk about felons and serving their time and paying their debt to society, whether that's fines, restitution, legal fees, that being their legal obligation, all right, we get it. And then all of a sudden, those same people turn around and go, no, that's not what we meant. Well, wait a minute, that's exactly what you said. What do you mean that's not what you meant? We have it on video, on the audio. I've played it over and over and over again of you saying those exact words. Why all of a sudden? Almost as if you knew that there was going to be a pushback after the fact, and you were going to dispute this to try to get what you want, because what you really want is not about, us being the morally good here in the state of Florida, who look and see something and want to have someone feel whole again, and to do this only to find out that you're taking advantage of us and how we feel and what we tried to accomplish and tried to help with. And all you did is really just take advantage. Then we're not going to allow that to happen. I mean, you can even look on the federal level. You got to pass the bill before you can find out what's in it, right? It's a
bowl of doggy do.
You better believe it. That's all. All right, 239-479-5592. Let's do this right now. Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Let's do that right now. Caller number 5 at 239-479-5592. Call right now. Caller number 5. You'll play Drew's College next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, all along with traffic. Here is Therese O'Shea.
Good Monday morning. A slick morning commute across Southwest Florida. Take it easy on 75. Anywhere from Naples through about the airport right now. Seeing very wet conditions out there, especially if you're toward the coast and heading along Sanibel, Pine Island, Cape Coral, McGregor Boulevard into South Fort Myers, dealing with very wet roadways, as well as through parts of Collier County and southern Lee County right now. Also keeping an eye on a crash in Collier County at Vanderbilt Beach Road and Livingston Road. Another down Vanderbilt at Collier Boulevard. In Bonita Springs, we have a crash at Morton Avenue and East Terry Street, just east of that I-75 overpass. Also in Lee County, watching 2 more crashes, one at Buckingham Road and Sunset Road with no roadblock, but another at Old Olga Road where a pedestrian was killed by a vehicle that took off from the scene overnight. Still have an active scene out there, but the roadway is now open right at Caribbean Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For your Monday, lingering tail-end rain expected across parts of southwest Florida. Scattered showers and storms from time to time. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, and please watch out for localized flooding. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News. News and smart views.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau. You can count on us for great service. You can count on us to get it done. You can count on us for a price that's fair. The quality is second to none. For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Recently, a new client called me and started by saying, "Mr. Morgan, I really need your help, but I'm just a nobody." Those words stunned me, and I immediately called him back, and we're now helping him and his family after a terrible accident. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Everybody who comes to our firm at their time of need is a somebody. I grew up poor, but my grandmother was like a queen to us. At Morgan & Morgan, our goal is to level the playing field for you and your family at your time of need. The insurance company has unlimited money and resources. You need a firm who can fight them toe to toe. For right at 30 years, we have fought them in courtrooms throughout America. Our results speak for themselves. And always remember this: everybody is a somebody, and nobody is a nobody. Visit forthepeople.com to learn about our firm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Dial pound law on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
Keeping your home and business cool is a struggle, but now you can be the insider on how it all works and how to keep it running when the heat is on. Join Matt and Justin from Island Air right here on Saturday morning at 5 a.m. for the Island Air Hour, providing quick and effective solutions for commercial and residential air conditioning and heating systems. If you have a question about your system, you can call us right now at 239-747-1550, and we'll be glad to help. Serving Southwest Florida since 1972.
That's what sleeping with a CPAP sounds like. If you can't use CPAP, imagine pressing a button and it sounding like this. That's sleeping with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body with one click of a remote. That's right, just a button. If you have sleep apnea, great sleep awaits at inspiresleep.com. That's inspiresleep.com. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune into WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney, Saturdays at 6 a.m., Sundays at 9 a.m., right here on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's
All right, let's go to Rick in Fort Myers. Hello, Rick in Fort Myers. How are you today, sir?
I am doing well, and yourself?
I am well, thank you so much. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD and your associate's degree question right now. Rick starts right now. Rick, who's the commander-in-chief of the military? Who is that?
That is Trump.
That is correct, sir. Yeah, it's the president. In this case, Donald Trump. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. How many U.S. senators are there in the United States? We have how many U.S. senators?
100.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. Who penned the Declaration of Independence? Who was that?
Wasn't it Francis Scott Key? No. Oh, my God, Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, that's it. That guy.
Yes.
All right. Well, you got a master's degree. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. In 1920, women received the right to vote thanks to this amendment. Was it the 18th, the 19th, or the 20th Amendment?
I believe it was the 18th Amendment.
It was the 19th Amendment to the Constitution. The 19th Amendment. That's all right. Well, look at you. You got a master's degree today on Drew's College. So congratulations, Rick. We appreciate you playing so much. And we also hope that you appreciate the fact that you get to speak with Jake the Millennial right now. We're going to put you on hold, and you get to talk to Jake. That's exciting, right?
Yes, of course.
Yes, it is. All right, let's put him on hold there, Jake. All right, and when we come back, Bill O'Reilly is going to join us. We're going to talk about his new book in the Killing series called Killing Crazy Horse. Looking forward to that conversation and maybe some of the news of the day as well. And we'll get to your calls, 239-479-5592. Bill O'Reilly joins us next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right? All along.
92.5 Fox News.
With the Diamond District, you get the best of both worlds. Jason and Todd are wholesale diamond brokers selling to the public and jewelry stores across the country at wholesale prices. The Diamond District is also a retail store that you can visit every day and see the largest selection of GIA and Forevermark loose certified diamonds.
True relief for back and neck pain.
At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, if you're suffering with a spinal-related problem, pain, numbness, or weakness, through the use of spinal decompression therapy, we've helped hundreds and hundreds of local residents return to a pain-free, productive life. People who once suffered from stenosis, sciatica, bulging, or herniated discs and thought there was no solution are now living pain-free. Spinal decompression is relaxing and painless, while it gently eases pressure off painful nerves and spinal discs. No pain, no needles, and no surgery. I've successfully been using spinal decompression in Southwest Florida for over 13 years, and the results are only getting better. Take your life back. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation to find out how spinal decompression can help you. Johnston Spinal Care, 596 Back. 596-2225. That's 596-2225.
Pool need a checkup? Call the doctor, the Pool Doctor.
Hi, Dr. Mark here. Is your pool a pain to operate? Automation is the answer. Use your phone to turn on your spa and it'll be warm when you get home. Free on-site evaluations. We're a family company. And for over 40 years, we've been doing business right.
The prescription is the Pool Doctor for award-winning pool service, repairs, and unheard of $39 diagnostic calls. That's mypooldoctor.com or 239-574-1133. State certified CPC 057088.
It's Rockstar Harley's pre-owned black and orange tag sale this week. Hundreds of Harleys tagged with liquidation pricing. Good credit, bad credit, no credit. 100% of applications accepted. Save thousands this week. Only at Rockstar Harley's pre-owned black and orange tag sale. It ends this Sunday.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by CFS Roofing. Online at cfsroofing.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Jill Biden, the wife of Democratic nominee Joe Biden, is having a virtual stop in Fort Myers. The virtual meeting is set for Thursday. So far, no other details have been released. Today, your favorite bars are reopening their doors, but only at 50% capacity. You are not allowed to dance or go between tables. Today, Cape Coral leaders are set to approve a plan to manage and clean the 4 Mile Cove. Last month, Lee County bought the land right off Southeast 24th Street. It was slated to be a development, but will now stay as is. Cape Coral also has to restore the mangroves city workers ripped out. There are 38,595 confirmed cases of COVID-19. 96 new cases were reported yesterday, which is a dip from the last 2 days, but it's typical for new case numbers to be low over the weekend. In total, there have been 661,571 confirmed coronavirus cases in our state. Today, we could learn all the schools dealing with COVID-19 cases in our state. State health officials are expected to release the report online. The reports will be updated weekly. Right now, more than 120,000 people from ages 5 to 24 have or have had COVID-19 in Florida. Getting a better look at when algae blooms plague our water. Florida Atlantic University researchers are using a device that helps them figure out when the blooms top Lake Okeechobee. They plan to put it on the bottom of the lake for 24 hours. It will determine the amount of nutrients coming from the sediment, which then causes those algal blooms. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Good Monday morning. We're keeping an eye on a crash scene along I-75 northbound, right near the entrance ramp off of Palm Beach Boulevard. There's roadblock on the left and right-hand shoulders, but no actual roadblock on any of the 3 travel lanes. We know there are injuries in that crash, so just be cautious out there right now. The roadways are slick, especially along 75. Heading out through Olga right now, we have a crash scene that is still unfolding. That's at Old Olga Road and Caribbean Boulevard, where we know a pedestrian was hit and killed by a vehicle overnight, and that vehicle took off from the scene. So watch out for troopers still out there right now. And in Bonita Springs, a crash at Morton Avenue and East Terry Street. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After pockets of 6 to 11 inches of rain along our coastline over the weekend associated with Sally, today more scattered rain and storms are possible, and it wouldn't take much to see additional flooding. So please be on alert. Temps today mid to upper 80s. Keep the umbrella handy just in case. As we do go back to normal, our typical summertime weather, more sunshine mixes in. We do get hotter with 90s returning for the remainder of the work week, all the way towards the weekend with pop-up scattered storms. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
92.5 Fox News.
We are going to make America great again.
Right. All along.
At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our comfort specialists can handle any AC repair. Just call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay time.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
For over 20 years, the Good Feet store has been helping people with foot pain get back to doing what they love without their feet getting in the way. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers.
Home is truly where the heart is. To protect it, you need top quality roofing installed by experts. That's why we chose CFS Roofing Services. Owner David Crowther has nearly 4 decades of experience. Now my home's weather-tight and beautifully resilient.
CFS Roofing Services, where your home matters most. Visit cfsroofing.com or call 239-561-2600. I'm David Crowther, and I approve this message.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
Why pay more for a used car or truck? Model year-end sales event at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers. 2020 Kia Forte LXS lease, just $49 per month. That's right, a new car for just $49 per month. 2020 Kia Rio, just $13,990. Yes, $13,990. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Galliana Kia has lenders to get almost anyone approved. Plus, we'll take any trade, in any condition, even if you're upside down. Why? Why buy an overpriced used car when you can buy a new car for less? Brand new Kias, just $49 per month.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
Model year-end sales event going on now at Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com. 24-month lease, 12,000 miles per year, $39.99 to sign plus tax, tag, title, dealer, and acquisition fee. 0 security deposit with lender approval expires month end.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
This is what Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am so glad you're joining us today. 239-479-5592. The talk and text lines streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch. At Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. And please subscribe to the channel if you would like to watch. And, of course, subscription free there on YouTube and Facebook, YouTube, if you want to continue to watch. We do appreciate that. I appreciate a few minutes right now with Bill O'Reilly. Of course, you know Bill O'Reilly. The O'Reilly Factor was the highest-rated cable news broadcast in the nation, 16 consecutive years. You know about BillO'Reilly.com. Millions of people going to the website, and right now, No Spin News broadcast weekdays. 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. on the First TV. It's a new network that you can check out. And, of course, the Killing series. It seems like when you talk about Bill O'Reilly, who's joining us right now on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, it's Drew Steele. When you talk about Bill O'Reilly, it seems like there's a lot of best. And you talk of best-selling nonfiction series, the Killing series. There's a lot of that, Bill O'Reilly. It's good to have you on with us this morning. How are you, sir?
Good, Drew. How you feeling down there?
I'm doing all right. Killing Crazy Horse, the merciless Indian wars in America. I wanted to talk about this latest book that you have in the Killing series. A couple of things I wanted to touch on. First of all, as a homeschool family, I can tell you how much I appreciate the Killing series. as fact-based books to be able to teach my son, which is fantastic. So I do appreciate that. And as a kid growing up on Long Island, I grew up in Comac. I can tell you that I was always fascinated because the Indian tribes' names are all over Long Island, from Massapequa to Merrick to Canarsie, Patchogue. I mean, I can go through all the names, right? Even Montauk. It's certainly.
Yeah, and in Florida, you got the same thing.
Right.
So Killing Crazy Horse, and I'm so happy to hear that your son is interested in history and you're educating him that way.
Yeah.
This is the 9th book. And if your boy starts with Killing Lincoln, and then he goes to Killing England, Killing Crazy Horse, he'll know all about American history. And he won't know the propaganda that is being put forth in some public schools, that America is a hateful country founded by white supremacists, all of that nonsense. And it is propagandistic nonsense. I write the truth. And the truth about the Indian Wars is pretty grisly.
Yeah.
It was intense for almost 100 years. And we begin the book in northern Florida with the Creek Nation wiping out people in South Alabama at Fort Minns, and then Andrew Jackson coming down from Tennessee to confront the Creeks. That's the beginning of the book. And, of course, you guys know the Seminoles, and Florida has a deep history in Native American culture.
Yeah.
But the overarch of the book and why it's gotten off to such a fantastic start, Drew, in the first 3 days, Killing Crazy Horse has sold more than 130,000 copies, which in this day and age with COVID and all is insane.
Yeah.
And it's not a hate Trump book. It's not a hate Trump. Everything else it's selling is hate. We hate Trump. We love Trump. You know, Trump has nothing to do with this book. He's not in there at all.
And you may be the only person to be able to pull that off, Bill. Is you're the only one that can write.
I know that they hate Trump. They're going to go, Trump's just like Custer. He's just like,
yeah.
Right.
Which is also discussed in the book. That is also interesting when you consider how all that played out. And, you know, when you have Monroe and you talk about moving out west, and then you talk about the gold rush. And I mean, there's so much involved with Crazy Horse and in the book. And really how, for me, you know, one of the things that I love about the Killing series, and it gets back to what we were just talking about, is we are so desperate right now, and at least I am in my household, for books that you can go to that are fact-based. It's so difficult to find where, you know, it's the idea of even the Socratic arguments. When I try to teach my son about being able to debate with others based on going to the actual place where you can debate, let's say, about even the Declaration. You read the Declaration, you read the documents of our founders to find out what's in it. You don't try to get it from somebody else necessarily, because you never know what you're going to get. And thank you for being able to do this, even with this subject.
And I appreciate that. And that's how Martin Dugard, my co-author, and I research. We go to the primary source, which is the people there.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I put Crazy Horse and Custer on the cover of the book because that is the pinnacle battle. That was the high point for the Indians in the war. The ongoing war from 1813 to 1890.
Yeah.
And we couldn't cover that war from the white man's point of view because there were no white men left to tell anybody what happened.
Right.
Custer had two journalists, two newspapermen with him, but they didn't get out. So we went to the Indians to find out from their point of view how that battle went down. And Indian culture had an oral history, but then as the Native Americans became more assimilated, they started to write down things. So you'll read about the Battle of Little Bighorn from the Native American point of view, and it's fascinating because Crazy Horse was a brilliant military tactician.
Yeah.
And he just outwitted Custer, and that's why that whole thing turned out the way it did.
Yeah, Bill O'Reilly joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News and The Killing Series, his latest book called Killing Crazy Horse, The Merciless Indian Wars in America. And speaking of Crazy Horse, right, wasn't even before the situation with Custer, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he, I think it was 80 officers, didn't he become a decoy to pull them into a situation where they could be attacked? I mean, there were situations where Crazy Horse did things like that. That gave him such notoriety amongst his people. Is that right?
Yeah. So when Sioux declared war on the United States because the USA broke the Treaty of the Black Hills when gold was discovered,
right.
And the Indians said, enough, we've had it. The U.S. Army could not defeat Crazy Horse. They lost battle after battle after battle. And therefore, U.S. Grant, the president, sent Custer, a Civil War hero at Gettysburg, out to kick Crazy Horse's butt. And that's how that confrontation grew. Of course, that didn't work out real well for the U.S. Army.
Right.
So it's so fascinating, and I find that there's a great hunger, Drew, in this country for fact-based history. People want to know. They're willing to accept that their country did bad things because all countries on the planet have done bad things. Nobody, if you go back, way back in history, you'll find every single country wiped out its indigenous people for what they call progress. It's not an excuse. It's just a fact.
Right.
So Americans are willing to accept that if you present the material in a balanced way, and we certainly have done that.
Yeah, and I might ask you this as well, because it kind of relates to where we are now, and even with the book Killing Crazy Horse, The Merciless Indian Wars in America, Bill O'Reilly joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. The idea that if you look at that time period, what could have been different? You're talking about different cultures. You're talking about, the United States. You're talking about the culture in the country, a growing country, and then the Native Americans that were here, two different cultures. What else could have possibly even been done at the time if you were going to have expansion? It's not like Indians were in this country and they weren't warlike with each other, because they were. It's not as if they were pacifists at all. So maybe you could speak to that.
Well, in the beginning, Congress did the right thing. They passed a law that said no whites are to settle west of the Mississippi. And, of course, the law was not enforced because it couldn't be, because there was no law enforcement west of the Mississippi. So the millions of people coming to America from Europe, many of whom could not speak the language, didn't know how to read or write their language. They just wanted to have a farm so they could support their families, and they went west because that's where the free land was. So it was inevitable that there were going to be clashes and battles. However, the United States government could have given the Native American nations land and kept their word. They could have done that, and they chose to break treaty after treaty after treaty. Once gold or whatever was discovered on the land, bang, here they come. In fact, I said, what is this with the San Francisco 49ers? How can you guys be glorifying 49ers in San Francisco, the most liberal city on earth, when the 49ers decimated the Native Americans in California, because the 49ers were gold prospectors, and they, of course, violated the Indian lands. So now San Francisco's glorifying the 49ers. That's got to stop. So I submit that the San Francisco football team should change its name to the Pelosi's. All right, and if they do that, if they do change their name to the Pelosi's, you got to have a new logo, and I suggest it might be a hairdryer. So you put the hairdryer on the sides of the helmets and have the Pelosi's go 1st and 10 from the 20. There's so much phoniness in this country. There's so much hypocrisy. That's obviously satire. But the 49ers were not nice people. Yet San Francisco is, go 49ers.
Yeah. Although I guess if you were to think about it, depending on which blow dryer you use, they do have the helmet-like one that Nancy Pelosi you can see sitting under with the curls.
I think it looks sharp. I really do.
It very well might. All you'd have to do is just kind of staple or screw in a little face mask there, and you could save a couple of bucks there as well. Bill O'Reilly joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. And the Killing series, his latest book is called Killing Crazy Horse, The Merciless Indian Wars in America. Certainly, as we talk about this topic, it was relevant to discussion here, politically speaking, recently, with Mount Rushmore coming into the topic. Obviously, this relating to this issue and how people, Native Americans, offended by Mount Rushmore and believing that it's a desecrating of sacred tribal lands. What about that? I mean, even how you can now, at this moment in time in history, who else is going to come out? How many others would we have to? I don't know, appease, fix the rights, wrongs that were committed in the past in our history. It seems like it's going to be something that's never ending, and to the detriment of this country.
Well, it could end if Trump wins in November, and this is not an endorsement of President Trump. But the far left believes it has advantage. The media is sympathetic to the far left, and they want to destroy the country's culture. And there's no doubt they do.
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore is a magnificent structure. Everybody should go see it. About 5 miles away is a carving of Crazy Horse. South Dakota should finish that. It's majestic. I've been there. But they should finish it. But we got to knock this stuff off, and the only way to do that is by voting. I mean, we got to vote out the far left kooks all over the place. And whether you like Trump or not, and he is in trouble because of his style, what is the alternative?
No.
I mean, what are you voting for if you vote in Joe Biden? Biden's not going to confront the far left ever.
Right.
They're going to continue diminishing the United States of America if he's president. So that's really the vote.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about Biden-Trump. It's about what kind of a country are you willing to accept. And I don't know if many Floridians or people all over the country really understand what's at stake here. You got to look further than your wallet and further than people that may annoy you.
Yeah.
Both of those candidates annoy me. And I wrote, I think, the most definitive book on Trump, the United States of Trump. It's not pro, it's not con, history book on him.
Right.
All right? But I'm voting for the country here.
Yeah.
I'm not voting for a man.
Yeah. There are two questions I have to ask before we go. Bill O'Reilly joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. We appreciate a few minutes with him. His book, latest book, Killing Crazy Horse, The Merciless Indian Wars in America. Two questions I wanted to ask you. One is that, here you write what is the definitive book on Trump. So you knew the man before he ran for office. So many people stopped and looked at Donald Trump and thought he was going to be one way if he were to have the opportunity to govern, only to find out he was quite the opposite. Did you know that he was going to be someone who was going to certainly we knew that he would champion America. I mean, that there may no doubt. But I mean, of the policies, the conservatives looked and said, no way could he be more conservative than Ted Cruz. And only to find out that not only to be conservative, but to fight the way he does. Did you know that before?
I knew this because I know Donald Trump for more than 30 years.
Right.
He's a transactional man. He makes deals. And when you make deals, you compromise. Mm-hmm. So I knew when he got into the United States, what he said was not necessarily what was going to happen. Mm-hmm. So Donald Trump has become more conservative. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And you'll see in his early days and days as a businessman in New York City, he was pretty liberal.
Right.
Now he's not.
Right.
Because his crew, his support comes from the right. And religion, he's not a religious man, never has been. His mother was, but not him. And now he's, embracing religious Americans, traditional Americans, because that's where he can win. Yeah. He makes deals with himself as well as other people. So that's why I'm not surprised that he is governed this way. In fact, I'm kind of pleased that he's governing in a traditional way, not trying to blow up the country.
Yeah. And, the other thing I might ask, which you've kind of touched on a little bit, and I had a conversation with somebody over the weekend. They were half joking about, do we really want uninformed people voting? I mean, at this point, do we want people who have no clue where the Democrat Party stands at this moment? The name Ilhan Omar, Bernie Sanders, and what he believes and espouses, and the things that are. Do we really want the uninformed voters out there? And I kind of thought, I took a step back and kind of laughed for first blush, it's sort of like it's kind of a crazy thing to say, but then again, don't we want people that are informed? It's why we read the Killing series. We want the facts. We want to be informed.
Yes, but you're into dicey territory there.
Right.
The vote is the vote.
Right, sure.
And there's no litmus test for the vote. There's no quiz when you show up.
Yeah.
If you're a citizen, you get to vote if you register. So I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I've devoted my whole life to journalism and to informing people and trying to get them the truth.
Right.
But I know that 50% of Americans are too lazy to try to understand what's happening.
Yeah.
But I would not disenfranchise them.
Yeah, certainly not. No, I agree. And this is why I just want to end it with this. Thank you for the Killing series. As far as my family is concerned, thank you, because we do get the opportunity to read these books. I do get the opportunity to use these books to teach my son, to show him facts, because we are desperate to look for and find places that we can go. It's great to go to the documents themselves and try to research history, but when we have books like the Killing series where we're able to use that to teach, that is a resource that is invaluable. It's fantastic that we have that, and I cannot tell you how much we appreciate it from the Steele family, certainly. Bill O'Reilly joining us this morning on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Killing Crazy Horses, the latest in the Killing series, The Merciless Indian Wars in America. Please go get it, and the others as well. I appreciate a few minutes. Hopefully we'll get a chance to do this again soon. All the best. Thank you.
Okay, Drew, I enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye.
All the best. There he goes. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along. Let's find out what's happening with traffic. Up to the minute. Here is Therese O'Shea.
This is 92.5 Fox News. 92.5 Fox News, making Southwest Florida great every day. 92.5 Fox News.
Has the little blue pill let you down? Our expert medical staff at mymensclinic.com can and will help. Guys, if you're suffering from ED, we can fix it. Even if you have tried Viagra and other drugs and they've failed you, we will help. Studies have shown that we offer the most effective non-surgical treatments for ED, even if you have other medical conditions. They're generally no problem. We know that hearing "we can try again next weekend" is tough. When what you want to hear is wow. We at mymensclinic.com have helped thousands of men just like you, thousands more nationally. We can make one simple guarantee, and we do. See our licensed medical staff. If we can't show you positive results during that first appointment, that appointment is free. Guys, let's get the wow back in the bedroom. Guys, let's book online at mymensclinic.com or call 239-307-0125. That's 239-307-0125. Again, mymensclinic.com.
Guess what, Southwest Florida? It's not too late. You can still get the full original base MSRP for your trade-in, but only at Naples Nissan. Yes, bring us that 6, 7, 8-year-old car you're driving now, and we'll pay you what you paid for it, so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. So, yeah, whatever it was worth back in 2012, that's exactly what it'll be worth now. But only at Naples Nissan. We don't care where you bought your car from or if it was already used when you bought it. If it's a 2012 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, we're paying you the full original base MSRP for it. Go to naplesnissan.com and pick out your favorite new Nissan model. Then come see us on Pine Ridge Road to get the full base MSRP for your trade-in and drive home in that brand new Nissan today. Get all the details at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Hey, this is Papa reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. License CCC 133-1790. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection.
Other banks charge fees on savings and checking accounts. Doesn't sound good, does it? Capital One reimagined banking. So it sounds more like this. With Capital One, you can open an account with no fees or minimums in 5 minutes. Get started now at a Capital One location or online. Sound good to you? This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
For consumers only. Approval required. Offered by Capital One N.A. member FDIC. Copyright 2018 Capital One.
It's happening. In just days, Publishers Clearinghouse will be ready to award $1,000 a day for life. Enter now at PCH.com, and you and your family could soon be celebrating the win of a lifetime. Don't miss your last chance to win $1,000 a day for life. Go to PCH.com before it's too late. That's PCH.com. Better hurry if you want the next big winner to be you. Enter at PCH.com now. Entries due 10/28. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
Hey, it's Drew Steele here, and hurricane season, you know, it's upon us, and it's supposed to be a pretty active season for 2020. Get peace of mind from my friends at Generator Supercenter, the #1 Generac automatic standby generator dealer in the nation. You don't have to sweat the next outage. I've had my Generac for years. It is amazing. Get your free estimate on your Generac automatic standby generator today, in time for hurricane season, with expert installation and 24-hour monitoring. Generator Supercenter. Give them a shout at 204-3469. That's 204-3469 for Generator Supercenter.
Let's talk buttons. Not the buttons on clothes, the ones that do things. The ones that beg the question, what's that button do? There's just something satisfying about pressing buttons. And now, if you have sleep apnea and can't use CPAP, there's a button you can press that's really satisfying. It lets you go from sleeping like this to this. It's called Inspire, and it's as simple as, you guessed it, clicking a button. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body with one click of a remote. That's right, a button. Inspire is a small device implanted in a same-day outpatient procedure. Simply click the button on the Inspire remote before you fall asleep. As you sleep, Inspire keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. If you're struggling with CPAP, great sleep awaits at InspireSleep.com. That's InspireSleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Jill Biden, the wife of Democratic nominee Joe Biden, is having a virtual stop in Fort Myers. The virtual meeting is set for Thursday. So far, no other details have been released. Today, your favorite bars are reopening their doors, but only at 50% capacity. You are not allowed to dance or go between tables. Today, Cape Coral leaders are set to approve a plan to manage and clean the 4 Mile Cove. Last month, Lee County bought the land right off Southeast 24th Street. It was slated to be a development, but will now stay as is. Cape Coral also has to restore the mangroves city workers ripped out. There are 38,595 confirmed cases of COVID-19. 96 new cases were reported yesterday, which is a dip from the last 2 days, but it's typical for new case numbers to be low over the weekend. In total, there have been 661,571 confirmed coronavirus cases in our state. Today, we could learn all the schools dealing with COVID-19 cases in our state. State health officials are expected to release the report online. The reports will be updated weekly. Right now, more than 120,000 people from ages 5 to 24 have or have had COVID-19 in Florida. Getting a better look at when algae blooms plague our water, Florida Atlantic University researchers are using a device that helps them figure out when the blooms top Lake Okeechobee. They plan to put it on the bottom of the lake for 24 hours. It will determine the amount of nutrients coming from the sediment, which then causes those algal blooms. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
A very wet morning commute out there across most of Southwest Florida, especially up and down 75 from Collier to Lee and Charlotte counties right now. So take it slow, take it easy out there. We have an active scene still at Old Olga Road right now in the Olga area of Lee County. Overnight, we had a deadly crash there. A pedestrian hit by a vehicle that took off from the scene. That's right near Caribbean Boulevard. So watch out for some activity still in the area. But the roadway now open on Old Olga Road. Looking good onto the bridges heading between Cape Coral and Fort Myers and downtown into North Fort Myers. Slight delays mostly on the Cape Coral Bridge. All the other bridges running up to speed. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After pockets of 6 to 11 inches of rain along our coastline over the weekend associated with Sally, today more scattered rain and storms are possible, and it wouldn't take much to see additional flooding. So please be on alert. Temps today mid to upper 80s. Keep the umbrella handy just in case. As we do go back to normal, our typical summertime weather, more sunshine mixes in. We do get hotter with 90s returning for the remainder of the work week all the way towards the weekend with pop-up scattered storms. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Steven Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Steven Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
The team at Best Home Services understands that this is a time of much uncertainty and much unknown. With this uncertainty comes feelings of fear and panic. Please know that we are here for you today, tomorrow, and into the future as we move forward together, safely and comfortably. We are all in this together, and as stewards of our community, we promise to continue to provide you the services needed to keep you and your family safe. You are not alone. Best Home Services, our family protecting your family.
Now more than ever, it's essential to have a primary care provider ready to care for you. Book your first appointment through Millennium Physician Group's telehealth service, MPG Connect, and get established with a care team who'll be there for you wherever and whenever you need. Primary and specialty care, walk-in centers, lab services, imaging centers, and COVID-19 evaluation and testing. Connect with Millennium Physician Group today and be ready for tomorrow. 844-CALL-MPG. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Protecting your family is a priority. Smoke and carbon monoxide detectors are two of the best life-saving investments for the safety of your home and your family. But they do actually expire. The expert electricians at Mr. Sparky will test and advise or install the best unit for your home. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8 Sparky.
Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch at Drew Steele Radio. Steele with 3 E's. We appreciate. Jay, can you look at that up? Appreciate. What does that mean? Appreciate. I don't know. It was handed to me. Oh, appreciate. Okay, it was just spelled wrong. Appreciate. I appreciate that you would subscribe to the channel. You just go to Drew Steele Radio and subscribe, and it's free, and we appreciate it. Did I mention that of appreciate? I said that about 10 times right there, because I really do. It means a lot. All right, so does this. The top 5 audio clips of I can't even speak. Can I start again? All right, hold on. I need to start again. All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do. You playing the bed again? It's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. It's Drew Steele. Hi, everybody. Time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
With your theory of the case of why you believe President Trump is compromised.
Oh, good morning, Chuck. It's great to be here. Look, I think it is clear, I believed at the time in 2016, and I continue to believe that Donald Trump is compromised by the Russians. And when I say that, I mean that they hold leverage over him that makes him incapable of placing the national interest, the national security ahead of his own.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is that not funny? Maybe it's just funny to me. That's Peter Strzok on with Chuck Todd, Meet the Press, over the weekend, trying to explain to everybody that he's convinced, beyond a shadow of a doubt, he's convinced that Donald Trump is compromised by the Russians. It's the Russians again. We're going to continue the Russians. And that they hold leverage over him that makes him incapable of placing the national interest ahead of his own. Really? Like what? Can you give me an example? It was the same Peter Strzok in 2017 who said, there's no big there. There's nothing to see here. Move along. What are we talking about here? Peter Strzok is on Meet the Press. What do you think he's going to say?
Number 4.
Pathetic Joe, and he's a pathetic human being to allow that to happen. Here's the problem. He doesn't even know it happened. I think he has no idea, but he's a pathetic human being to let that happen, where they put an ad like that where I'm standing over graves, and then they said, he said this, with no sources, no nothing. They got nothing. And I have 25 real witnesses with the names, with everything, saying it never happened, and they put an ad like that up. They're a disgrace. But you know the good part? Now I can be really vicious. I can be really vicious.
Oh, boy. That was Saturday in Nevada. During a rally, the president is going after Joe Biden, and legally they're going after with a cease and desist on this ad that referenced the Atlantic magazine junk story that used anonymous sources saying that the president was disparaging fallen American heroes, American soldiers, which is, of course, ridiculous, was ridiculous, continues to be, but that's what Democrats do, everybody. They run ads on that, on salacious lies. And like the president said, he doesn't even know if Joe Biden even realizes it because Joe Biden's not sure where he's standing at this moment. Where am I standing right now? And then the other part of it, which is like, listen, you want to go there. I'm not sure you want to go toe-to-toe on that kind of thing when it comes to this president and Joe Biden. Kind of like you don't want to go toe-to-toe with the president in a debate, which probably won't happen either because, we got to keep Joe in the basement.
Number 3.
I see these stand your ground laws, which basically say you don't have to try to retreat when you consider yourself reasonably under threat. You can fight back. You can meet violence with lethal violence if you deem it necessary and reasonable. In many ways, I see those laws, which have spread now to 33 states in some kind of version, as a way in which the state might outsource its violence.
Excuse me? Yeah, that is a Harvard professor, everybody. Boy, are we going to get into detail on this story tomorrow, because it does have to do with what we have here in this state and stand your ground laws, where a Harvard professor is claiming that, listen, the only reason why the state has a stand your ground law, it's to outsource violence, so they can allow others to handle, protests and stuff and just shoot them up, and that the state doesn't have to do it. We'll just outsource the violence to you, the law-abiding citizen who's trying to protect yourself and your property when it comes to stand your ground, as opposed to those that are burning and rioting and looting and worse. I'm just saying this for two reasons. Number one, because of how ridiculous it is. And number two, because I'm just telling you, the left is coming for your guns, everybody. And if you think it's ever going to go away, completely forget about it.
Number 2.
That this is our time to make sure we get rid of Trump and we elect someone who's going to be responsive to the policy positions we are advocating for. Biden's economic package is one that gets us a step closer to addressing the economic and social neglects that have went unaddressed for so long.
There's Ilhan Omar saying, hey, listen, Joe Biden gets us a little closer to the things that we want. Certainly doesn't take us there, but we get a little closer to all of the things economically and socially that they're dealing with. And I'll play a little more audio coming up of what she meant when she went to the socially aspect of it. And I'm just telling you that the far left, which basically is the party, doesn't have a problem with the Joe Biden presidency, because Joe Biden's going to allow them to run the show. It's something you should be concerned about.
Number 1.
This is no time for Donald Trump's record of hysterical xenophobia, and fear-mongering to lead the way instead of science.
Biden denies that he was talking that day about the travel restrictions that the president had just imposed. Are we to believe it was just a coincidence that he was talking about xenophobia the day that the president announced travel restrictions on China?
Well, first of all, Chris, independent fact checkers, including PolitiFact, have looked at the claim that Joe Biden was opposed to the China travel restrictions, and they have deemed that claim false.
Oh, okay, I get it. All right, so there's Jake Sullivan, who is the latest in the long line of, I guess, people that will speak for Joe Biden, part of the campaign on Fox News Sunday, Chris Wallace, when Chris Wallace literally plays the audio of Joe Biden saying that the president's xenophobic. On the day, January 31st, that the president imposes travel restrictions on China, that's not what Joe Biden... PolitiFact says it's false. I just play the audio. What are you talking about?
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
The left's crazy. They're just crazy. Every single one of them. The left in this country, they're crazy. I didn't say every Democrat, because they're... Well, the left's crazy in this country. Look, if you're a Democrat and you don't like when I say things like that, then maybe you need to challenge your party a little bit. Yeah, that's just a little bit of audio of Jake Sullivan, part of the Biden campaign, saying, listen, when you're talking about travel restrictions, it's PolitiFact says it's not true. What else did he say? Hold on.
This is something Donald Trump has been doing over the course of his 4 years, is using xenophobia and fear-mongering in the moment of crisis rather than actually doing his job. What Joe Biden said was that these travel bans can slow the virus, but they can't stop the virus. And that's what the record reflects. Despite the fact that there were restrictions put in place, both with respect to China and Europe, we have 200,000 people dead and 6 million cases. And the reason why is because Donald Trump didn't do his job with respect to testing.
Well, but I want to focus again on this.
With respect
Jake,
to guidance.
I want to focus on this because your campaign didn't say, you say, well, the fact checkers say he didn't oppose it. Your campaign didn't say that Biden approved of the travel restrictions until April. Why did it take him so long? And would you agree that the president moving so much faster, January 31st, to impose travel restrictions when Biden didn't formally come out in support of the travel restrictions on China until April 3rd, that Trump's actions saved thousands of lives?
And what does he say? He says,
first of all, Chris, the virus was already in the United States by the time that Donald Trump imposed these restrictions.
Okay, I got to stop. There were 7 cases on January 31st. We forget that? The travel restrictions. He knew what was coming. Travel restrictions when there were only 7 cases in the United States. No, that's not good enough. So, no. It's Trump's fault. Okay. Look, as Bill O'Reilly just talked about just a little while ago on this program, this is an important election. This is an important distinction. It's important to understand, the rhetoric that is going to come out of the left, that's going to come out of the Democrat Party and those that represent Joe Biden. When Joe Biden himself, for example, talked about systemic racism on the heels of what was a horrific shooting over the weekend, where we have 2 LA Sheriff's Department officers ambushed in their car, hospitalized. We find out this morning it looks as if both are going to emerge from surgery and expected to survive. 2 of them shot ambush style. A 31-year-old mother of a 6-year-old and a 24-year-old male. And we have the talk of systemic racism in police departments, we're told is happening, and how you have people on the streets of this country that are protesting, that are rioting, and worse, because of this belief. And you have to ask yourself, who are the individuals, the people, the party that are not protecting departments and saying quite the opposite of systemic racism, which is not provable, it's not happening, it's not true in departments. But those that would say it is and would foment some of the feelings of the people that are on the streets. Oh, I don't know. I give you one, Joe Biden.
Do you believe there is systemic racism in law enforcement?
Absolutely. That was July 31st. There's Joe Biden. You're going to have to admit it sooner or later, Democrats that are listening to this program. And I know you're listening and watching because I see your emails. You got to talk. You got to speak up. Unless you believe in and you're okay with some of the things that are happening on the streets of our cities, unless you're willing to say, I'm okay with it, then as someone who is a Democrat, you're going to have to decide whether or not you're okay with your nominee saying that departments are systemically... Oh, and by the way, he didn't say just that. Wait, where is that? Oh, man. All right, hold on a second. Because after that, after he says, it's systemically racist, what else did he say? Hold on a second.
Do you believe there is systemic racism in law enforcement?
Absolutely.
Listen.
But it's not just in law enforcement, it's across the board. It's in housing, it's in education, it's in everything we do.
It's in everything. It's in everything we do. Is that what you believe? That everything we do in this country, everything we do is systemically racist. Do you believe that? Can we talk about that? Can you show me the evidence? You can't. Because it doesn't exist. And you have Ilhan Omar, who is talking about, hey, listen, Joe Biden, this is a guy that we can at least start the conversation with. If we vote him into office, we get started with some of the economic and social changes that we need. What are they? How about the departments, police departments?
Things like mental health crises that shouldn't be addressed by the police. Things like stopping the criminalization of poverty. It means having, resources go into public safety mechanisms.
All right, let me stop. And she said before that,
to reimagine what public safety looks like.
Right, reimagining what public safety looks like.
Going through a process of dismantling that institution.
The institution of policing in this country. We have to dismantle it. She's not talking about defunding. She's talking about dismantling it. So let's make sure we get a couple of things right this morning, as we always do, because we're right all along, and so are you. So let's get a couple of things right this morning. Number one, the left in this country, the Democrat Party, the media, one and the same, across the board, locally, statewide, nationally, all one and the same, do not want this president serve another 4 years, and are the people that are backing the idea, the lie that this country is systemically racist. Across the board, Joe Biden said it. It's his words. Across the board, everything is systemically racist. And then you have to ask yourself, what about sports teams not coming out of the locker room over the weekend? Big NFL fan? Did you watch this weekend? As you watch, you support. Financially, you support. Do you support that? So where do they stand? Can we remind ourselves why the NFL is doing what they're doing? What do you think it is? Is it backing Black Lives Matter, an organization who, in their words, say that they are Marxists? Their words, not mine. They want to dismantle the nuclear family. Their words. It's on their website. Their website, when you contribute, goes right to Democrats. Is that who you support, and is that what you support? And if it's not, you need to take a step back and ask yourself what you're doing. It's all out there on display. Man. All right, 239-479-5592. Let's find out how the remainder of our forecast today is shaping up. And boy, we had a lot of rain over the weekend. You probably witnessed it yourself. We got more of that today. What do we have today? Here's Wink News meteorologist Matt Devitt.
For your Monday, lingering